Dallas Cowboys on 3. Make it loud. 1, 2, 3.
Dallas Cowboys. Snap back to Prescott. He's going deep. Down the right side. Over the shoulder for Bryant. Perfect. All the way down and around the 25-yard line of the Eagles.
Get the right kind of guys here. High standards. Work your ass off every day. High accountability. Okay? And then it shows up on Sunday.
Out of the gun, back to Dak. He's taking another shot in the end zone. And Dez! Left side of the end zone. Touchdown, Dez Bryant. Looking late. He starts up the middle. Now he pulls it back. Now he peels around left. Now he throws it in the end zone. Jason Witt. Touchdown. Cowboys win.
You love them or you hate them, but you will tune in and turn in to see what people are saying about them. That's why they call America's team.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
You're back.
I am
I'm going to give you a quick shout out. Go ahead and talk about your little rock on the range. What happened?
It rained. The sun came out. We cooked some food. We ate some food. We rocked out to Metallica for like 2.5 hours on Sunday night. It was all worth it. Standing there in 40-pound jeans. Cold rain, but that was a good time, man. So I appreciated the weekend off and still recovering a week later. So it's good to be here. What's up, G? What's up, Big Game James? What's up, Cowboys Nation?
What's up, Cowboys Nation? We're good to have you back. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not going to be sitting in the rain listening to rock music, although I do like some rock music, but I'm not really going to be out there in the rain getting poured on. But while you were gone, you know what I'm saying, we held it down, talked about more Cowboy news, but we're really excited. First of all, let me give you a little shout-out to my guy, Sports Fanatics right here. Pop me off with the star right here, so we're going to be doing a little thing a little bit later with them, but shout-out for the Sports Fanatics for the good jewelry. He do like to hook it up, so big shout-outs right there for the star. We appreciate that, but we're excited because we got a good topics today. A lot of things happened in Cowboys news, even though it was a slow week, but it was a busy week.
Memorial Day week.
Memorial Day weekend, OTAs, which everybody was fiending. We're going to talk about them big them guys that was turning up. Everybody, we know we're going to talk about turning up. We're going to talk about David Irving and the possible suspension looming over his head. We're going to break down the players that they have. Daryl Washington is out there. He's already said that he wants to come play for the Cowboys. He has a checker pass. So we're going to jump into a lot of subjects today as far as what the direction is the Cowboys headed as far as maybe off the field issues and just OTAs and what players really kind of turning up and what we're getting excited about.
I don't have time to have a bad time.
Exactly. So let's just jump into it. OTA started.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but I was excited to finally see the guys out there, helmets, even though they're not in pads or anything like that, but to see your veterans and your rookies to get together, that's an exciting part.
I'm getting close to football, real football.
Real football is like right around the corner, and I love seeing the Dez Bryants going against Owuze or Terrence Williams and Jordan Lewis
the
going
Taco
at it.
and Tyron.
Exactly. We've been talking about those matchups and what they've been looking
everybody
like.
better.
Man, so I can't wait because just like Tyron Smith has already mentioned, like the way DeMarcus Ware was mentoring him and was looking at him as far as making him step his game up. Now you can see him in the fold as a leader. Now when he was a young pup, now he's a leader on the team, and he's like, I'm going to do the same thing that DeMarcus Ware did for me. I'm going to do this for Taco Charlton to get him to be a better player. Yep. And how do you not get better as a player? That's why I wasn't down on him, because you're going against one of the best in the game every day.
That's your practice. So when you go out and you go against, even Lane Johnson's going to be, good tackle for the Eagles, but he's not Tyron Smith.
No.
And he's going against him every day, so it's going to seem a little easier. It's going to make, hopefully the game slow down for him a little bit. And like I said, I'm excited for it. I think it's great that he's mentoring the young guys, and he's always kind of been like that. Tyron's really always seemed like he's like a really good teammate, and I think the guys enjoy that. So
exactly. And let me give a shout out right quick to my sister. She said she's watching. I love you, sis. I feel you. Thank you for the big compliment. I love you. Can't wait to see you here soon.
He's my favorite sports broadcaster, too.
That's my sis. I love her. Big shout out since she's about to do her big thing. Her product is about to come out here, and you'll see her product coming here very shortly. I'm going to keep the wraps on it, but definitely watch out because you'll be covering your eyes and you'll be looking real good with what she has to offer on our show. So be looking for that, too. Little plug. You know how we do. But as I said before, what's up, Lamont? See you. What's up, big dog?
What's up, JV? Saw you up here.
We ready too. I mean, first of all, let's talk about the guy everybody's been talking about is Ryan Switzer.
Yep.
Swiss Army knife. I mean, he's been turning up. You had Lucky Whitehead, who had a little bit injury. You had Cole Beasley with the hamstring injury. So this has got nothing but first team reps for Switzer. And that doesn't do anything but help him get on board with Dak Prescott.
Oh man, it's fantastic. You know, he's getting a lot of, obviously we talked about it, just shorts, but he's getting a lot of reps early. Good rapport, and he's going to be a starting punt returner. I have no doubt in my mind at all.
I mean, that's his job.
His job. His job to lose.
That's his job to lose, and he has to do absolutely terrible. And I don't see that. I see the moxie. I see the attitude. I see the guy that he wants this. Like, I feel like this is the type of kid that the Cowboys really wanted, because he looks like he's going to epitome Dallas. Like he is proud to be a Cowboy.
He loves to play football. That's what you can see when you go back and watch his game film. I mean, he just has fun, and that's what makes the game fun for other people. He's going to go out there and he's going to get one of those high energy, 20, 30-yard returns. He may not score, hit somebody with a spin move, the whole crowd gets into it. That just brings energy into the whole stadium, and can change momentum for the whole game. So I am very, 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 very excited for this young man.
Definitely got you. Hey, big dog, Jimmy, you say you need to update your Cowboys gear. We got you. If you keep tuning in, like I said, we got the store. We're going to break down some things right here with the Sports Fanatics. We're going to hook it up. You keep on focusing and listening to Silver Blue Nation. We're going to make this bang for you Cowboy fans out there. So, number one, we love y'all. So, we're going to try to open up all doors for everything out here, because it's all about Silver Blue Nation, Cowboy Nation. And I'm just excited now because they got the pads on. And like you said, we've been talking about Ryan Switzer. I'm excited for this dude because G had talked about he been wanting a punt returner for the longest time. We haven't had one in so long. We haven't had a guy that we actually, when they punted it, they feared.
I like
Deion was the last one.
I like Dwayne Harris.
But nobody feared him.
I had a good feeling when he didn't bother me. I was not worried he was going to muff a punt. I was confident in him. And when he went to the Giants, I was a little worried that he was going to hurt us, but
he did hurt us one game.
He did, but as a receiver.
But my thing is, did you fear Dwayne Harris? You didn't fear him.
Well, it's hard to fear him when he's on our team.
Well,
but,
I'm just saying, when you look at a Ryan Switzer now, I think people looked at him as, he turned up when he was at North Carolina. So it wasn't like he was like a bad player. I think if he gets a few punts, maybe in the preseason game, and takes one maybe 50, 60 yardage, 40, it's going to bring the buzz. Yeah. Now you're going to make a threat. Devin Hester, those type of guys that Josh Cribbs, those type of guys change the game when you can just it kills a team, especially if you can if they take the ball all the way down the field and let's go I don't know if he's going to do kick returns, but let's say you get a quick 3 and out, boom, you kick it off, boom, you run it back for a touchdown. Man, now it changed the whole game because now the offense has to get right back on the field and they got to score a touchdown. Now they got the pressure. Now the defense can start sending pressure on you. Now turnovers can happen.
Like, even if it's not a touchdown on the punt return, say he takes it, like I said, 20, 30 yards, just gets us in good position, makes one of those jukes though. From the crowd, like I said, gets energy in there, man. That's a game changer just in itself, instead of Beasley muffing the punt and then getting 2 yards and running sideways.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
I didn't mean to cut you off, but we got a lot of people. Hey, check out my guy. He's tuning in, Mr. Glad for Sports Fanatics. He popped me off the chain. Big JK gonna pop off one here in a little bit. So we appreciate you, Sports Fanatics. Got us rocking us nice, keeping us looking good. What's up, Dustin? Hey, what's up, my big? Is it Dino or Dino? Seaver. What's up with all you guys? What's up,
Dino.
fellas? We appreciate you tuning in.
Seaver,
we about to talk some Cowboys football.
What's up, Dustin?
Oh,
so your boy Dustin in there?
Yeah, Dustin's in there. He had a lot of good topics that we was talking about. But OTS, you was talking about Switzer. Everybody's else eyes were on Charles Tapper, of course, and Jaylon Smith because this is the first time he actually practiced in over a year.
Yep.
So I think what the Cowboys are doing are smart. They're every other day. We don't need to extend them. Both the arterial cruciate ligament and I think the arterial. He's got two ligaments that were torn. Those are fully repaired. It's just the penile nerve that hasn't fully regenerated. So the knee is steady.
What kind of nerve?
It's the penile nerve. I'm sorry. That's what they call it. But
Doctor Big Game James.
I'm just saying that nerve hasn't fully regenerated, so that's why we don't see it. But I'm just interested to see what he will actually look like, even if that nerve has not fully regenerated, to actually see him in pads. Like, can he really play? I think that's what everybody's wanting to see. Like, can he really play? I mean, he's playing with the brace. I mean, not the full brace, but he's still playing with the brace for his drop foot. So that has never been done in the NFL. No NFL player has ever played with the drop foot with the brace on his foot. That has never happened.
I've never really heard much about it, honestly.
I've never heard about it either.
And then you start hearing examples, and I can't even
Exactly.
remember the other examples because they didn't do anything.
Right.
And I think there were, it just kind of speaks to where the surgeries are nowadays, where people are able to come back from stuff that was career-ending,
Right.
just maybe 10 years ago.
Right.
And that's kind of encouraging for some of these athletes, to keep them in a positive, mind state. Like, if Jalen Smith's in a bad mental state, he's not recovering, he's not working out, he's not rehabbing, he's not working his upper body still. Right. So hopefully that's what he's thinking is, these doctors are amazing, they're going to take care of me. I just need to focus and keep going, and everything else will be fine.
And I think, like I said, his attitude, I think the biggest thing with him is his positive attitude. I haven't been around a player who's been so positive in what he always does. He's always keeping positive, and that's just a kid you want to root for regardless. I mean, we're not naive to understand it's a nerve. A nerve doesn't fully regenerate. We all had some nerve injury. I've had a nerve injury where, I mean, once that nerve you feel like it's dead, it's like you can't do certain things. So you still want to root for him, and you still want to see if this thing can really happen, because if he gets to anywhere close to where he was before he had that injury, I mean, it's going to take our defense, no matter who we have on our team, to a next level, because first of all, the dude is chiseled. Have you seen him without the dude is chiseled.
Intimidating.
He's a chiseled physical freak of an athlete. So that's why you can see he could be the one person that could possibly come back from something like this, because there's certain special athletes that can come back. When you saw Adrian Peterson, when he tore his knee up, he came back and rushed for over 2,000. There's certain special athletes, and he might be that one that might be able to beat the odds.
Yeah, I think he's got a good chance of it. So I'm excited to see Jalen on the field, and like we kind of talked about, him and Tapper developing a bond, kind of rehabbing at the same time, and I think that's going to be a huge thing. Hopefully they can bring that to the field and play with that same sort of chemistry and bond, and you don't want to go to that side of the field.
No, you don't want to go to that side of the field.
You don't want to go near him.
And just seeing Tapper, like I said, everybody's waiting to see what he did. I didn't see a lot of pass rushing, but I mean, the way he's talking, line me up with a combo with Taco. Line me up, have Jaylon coming off on the edge with me. I think everybody's interested to see what he's going to bring to the table, because we didn't see him. And if
I'm more worried about his injury.
Are you worried about his back injury?
Yep.
That?
To me, the back just seems, I don't know. It seems worse than a knee injury for some reason. That one just worries me. From what I've heard about it, just worries me.
Yeah.
I'm concerned with him. I really hope he can
DeMarcus Lawrence. He's had 2 back-to-back, and you see how it zapped his strength. You saw he couldn't even play the last 3 games of the year because of that back injury. And it's when you have a reoccurring back injury and you're a defensive end, that's tough, because every time you're coming off firing off the ball, those offensive line are putting their hands on you and pushing you down, and that's putting stress on your back. It's a lot of stress on your back.
The same thing is, hopefully the surgeons in the medical field has advanced so much to where this is something he can recover from, and it's not going to be a big deal. But we've seen back injuries on our team. You use Romo as well. Back injuries scare me.
Well, like I said, the good thing is we do have a little bit of a good defensive rotation. That may take a hit. We're going to talk about David Irving. That may take up a little bit of a hit because of that. But like I said, I still like the guys in fold. Brian Broaddus, who's a big, former Cowboy scout, he's really high on DeMontre Moore. He said, he's saying he's getting after the ball. He said he's coming after Tyron Smith, giving him good fits as far as going one-on-one battles.
Big dude.
And he's been in the league and is experienced. And he had a good year. I think his second year with the Giants, he had 5.5 sacks. So he was an edge player coming off before. So you never know what can happen as far as those guys, what they bring to the table. But everybody, like I want to see a lot of Tapper in the preseason. Yeah. I would love to see a lot of Jaylon Smith in the preseason. Those are the games that I really want to see these guys get some actual work and see what are they really looking like in game speed, because everybody looks good in shorts.
Right. I mean, I'm ready for all preseason. I want to see some actual games. It's just going to get me excited because, like you said, we're going to see some Tapper, some Jalen Smith, not to mention all these rookies we got in the defensive backfield.
Man.
like I said, I'm very excited for this year's football season. I'm very excited to see who's going to make this team, what positions are going to get filled out, the competition that we have. That kind of touches on there, even with Lyle Collins moving to right tackle possibly. There's so much stuff going on with this team, and it's still moving in the right direction. And I'm excited for all of it.
And the buzz is. If you don't know anything, I mean, the buzz is crazy around the facility. I mean, every year, I'm always looking at Cowboy stuff. But when you have a certain buzz in the air, when you feel like, man, we could be really good again. I'm really focusing on these one-on-one matchups. The biggest thing to me that really made this buzz for real was when we got rid of that whole defensive backfield and they got all these rookies, and that just really resonated to me like, okay, these guys are serious now, because the defense has been left alone for the last 5 years. It's been building this offense. They've been strictly building this offensive line, the offensive tackles, linemen, running backs, receivers,
and we've
tight
had
ends.
that under the radar run defense,
right?
Number one in the league last year. Nobody really thinks about that. So we're talking about where do we need to upgrade the defense, specifically defensive backfield. I don't think we downgraded any position from last year, and that's with
we said we can't get worse. We said we can't get any worse than what we had. So the rookies aren't going to be worse than what they are. I don't see that.
And you have Anthony Brown stepping up, and I really think he's going to take a big step, and that's something we were going to talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah. Is he a number one corner?
Number one.
I mean, I don't know. We're gonna see. I think need to see it another year or two. But make sure and check out the Landry hat. I did an article on Ron Marinelli. He's been the hot topic. Somebody had brought up, is he a good coach or not? Ron Marinelli is a great coach. So make sure if you can check out the Landry hat. I got an article about and Rod we trust, and I believe we should trust him because, like I said, you said the number one defense. I put that in the article that we had the number one ranked defense. We were 5th overall in scoring defense with 19 a game, only behind the Broncos, the Seahawks, the Giants, and the Patriots. All those are very good defensive teams. The Patriots led the league with 15 yards a game average, and we were 4th. So if that's telling you anything, and we've improved every single year as far as yardage allowed under him, and he's had regular players. He's had George Selvey. He's had Barry Church. He's had Ernie Sims. Remember him? I mean, he's had guys, Nick Hayden. He hasn't had top flight players, but yet he still keeps us middle of the pack is what we're doing. So imagine when we get him the players, just like I said in the article, make sure you read it. When he was at Tampa Bay, 328 sacks in 10 years. Set records. Warren Sapp still had 16.5 sacks as a defensive tackle.
Right, that's
Simeon Rice. You know what I mean? Derek Brooks. And then he goes to the Chicago Bears. He gets Brian Urlacher. He gets Lance Briggs. He gets Tank Johnson. I mean, he had, Julius Peppers, Charles Tillman. He set records over there. So if you get him the players, he's going to produce. And that's what I'm excited about now, because now it seems like we're finally getting the players let him make his job.
Garrett got his players, his football guys that he wanted. Rod Marinelli's starting to get some of his guys on the defensive side of the ball, and I think we're seeing it all kind of starting to come together and opening up that, a 10-year window or something?
Yeah, the 10-year window. You know what I mean?
What's up, Carlos? See you out there. Trey, Antoine, Victor.
I'm going to holler at Antoine already because he asked me about the Daryl Washington, because we're going to talk about it. First, before we talk about Daryl Washington, not to jump off, we're going to talk about should we do Daryl Washington, because if you look at the guys that we bring in, I had a list of players that have gotten in trouble with the Cowboys since 2015. You had Rolando McClain, Greg Hardy, David Irvin possibly now with the possible suspension, DeMarcus Lawrence. We've had guys that have been in trouble, especially the last 3 years we've had problems. Do we bring a Daryl Washington who's had multiple suspensions for marijuana, domestic violence with his girlfriend where he pushed her down and broke her collarbone, and he's been out, but he's been out the league 3 years. He's paid his dues. Do we bring him in knowing that you have David Irvin who possibly may have a suspension, which I don't know. I'm not going to be down on Irvin right now because it was a possible supplement with his endorsement company. If it was over marijuana, I'd probably be like, come on, man. Right. You know better. But if it's a supplement, you still got to know what you're putting in your body.
No, that's one of the things.
You know what you know the list. So it's not like you didn't know the list. I hope everything goes good for you, but you know the list.
Right.
The list is out there. We're grown people.
Your supplement company should know too.
If me and you are working at a job, they're going to give us a list of what we can and what we cannot do. And if we don't do it, we can't say we didn't know we didn't do it. So it's the same thing with Irvin. As much as I love
sign that employee handbook,
you kind of know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the Daryl Washington thing, I'm on the fence. I'll be honest with you. The talent is ridiculous.
Of course.
Daryl Washington is nasty.
4'6", 40 from that man.
Dude was nasty. Before he got suspended, he was one of the best linebackers in the league.
Yeah,
and he was only 27 at the time.
I'm going with a pass on the 3 years just because he's been out of the league for 3 years. And, I mean, he's getting pretty old. He's got to be about 28, 29.
He's 30, but he hasn't played in 3 years. And he's one of those freaky type athletes to where he could probably come in and still play.
Kind of like
if you
Rolando
have a Rico
McClain.
Gathers who hasn't played football since 8th grade,
But, I mean, he's
and
still
is
playing basketball and still in athletic shape. You know what I
Well,
mean?
he
Like,
was training.
right.
You can't say he wasn't training. So I'm sure he was trying to. You can't be in football shape. We know that. You can't be in football shape, but you can still train.
Kind of the same way I felt about Rolando McClain, though, honestly. I mean, it was just kind of like, man, are we really going to take a flyer on him? Like, he's wasted talent.
But when he got in, what did he do?
3 years of consistency.
Right, 3 years of drama. But when he did see the field those couple years, that 1 year, 2014, he was a monster for us.
Oh, yeah, that was the year Lee went down.
Yes,
he stepped
he was
up.
a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm kind of with you on that. I'm just on the fence. Like I'm going to say no just because of all the drama and everything else. If there's other players out there we won't get because of drama, and that's not our stuff that we want right now. Like certain backup quarterbacks and so this stuff. Like then let's just avoid the drama. Then we're not bringing Greg Hardy back. We're not. You know what I mean? Let's not do it.
But we need linebacker help.
There's other veterans out there.
Okay, I'm just playing the good guy, bad guy. We need linebackers. We need good linebackers. We don't just need serviceable linebackers. We need good linebackers. So, once again, we're all excited about Jalen Smith, but we don't know if he's going to play. That's a big if.
Right.
Sean Lee, even though he's been healthy the last 2 years, he was injury prone. Sean Lee can get hurt. Then you just have Damian Wilson. Then you just have Kyle Wilbur. Then you just have Anthony Hitchens. Then you don't. Where's your linebacker depth now?
I'm agreeing with you. We need some. We need some linebacker depth, but I don't think he's necessarily the answer.
Well, we're going to see. Now, Cowboys have said they're saying that they're doing their homework on him. He says he wants to come to the Cowboys. I'm gonna be honest with you, folks. Maybe I'm wrong for this, but if they sign Daryl Washington, I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to be because you can give him a deal like you did McClain.
Honestly, I probably won't be either. I'm just saying.
You give him a deal where it's like, you mess up, we cut you. We don't deal with you. This is your last chance anyway.
Right.
You're not getting any more chances in the NFL.
Incentive-based contract.
Incentive-based contract. He's not going to command no money. Nobody's going to give you. You've been out the league 3 years.
Maybe he's somebody they look at after the 53-man cuts, and then preseason, see who's at the end of preseason, whatever, see who's hurt. See if they need a spot, and then maybe pick them up there. So,
yeah,
I kind of want to touch on the Megatron thing real quick. I saw him going through there.
I mean, who cares if he goes?
All he did was go to that camp. He said something along the lines of,
they're
not letting me out
retiring
anyway." No,
Yeah.
I think he's happy with where he's at, and he's not coming back. But Demontre Moore's defensive end that played for the Seahawks now plays for the Cowboys.
Right,
and he could be a monster. He was kind of a trouble guy, motor issues.
His motor issue. That's been his only problem. He has the talent, but his motor. That's why they got rid of him at the Giants. But as I said, his second year in the league with the Giants, he had 5.5 sacks. You could see the get off. You could see the rush, but it was more. Does he take plays off? And that was his biggest problem. But when he went over to the Seahawks and they had that good defense, it seemed like he seemed to step up because the defense was around him. Do we, as our defense, make him, or does he get hungry? Like, I may have a legitimate shot to revive my career. Let me show some stuff.
We
got to
find some people around him that won't let him take those plays off, and it's going to be the David Irvings and the Tacos. They're like, hey, if you take that play off, I'm getting in there.
Right.
You're taking my plays. You're making me hungry. So hopefully that'll motivate. Like,
it's competition.
Competition
The
is just
competition
good,
is fair.
man.
The
That's what I
competition,
like.
and that's what you want. If you're a great team, you don't want to be a team that has players that when they come in every year, this is my spot, this is my guaranteed spot. I mean, you can even say it with Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley, I'm not saying his spot is getting took. I'm not saying that. But guess what? You still have competition now. Now you have another slot receiver who's hungry, who has talent, who has speed, who really wants this. So now it's going to make you play better or play harder because guess what? Jason Garrett and them have said it. Nobody cares if you're a first-round pick or you're a seventh-round pick. If you come in here and make plays, we're going to get you on the field. And that's what it should be about. The best players need to play, not the best players where you were drafted, not where you were drafted or what your contract says.
That's what
good players.
Good coaches do is take the best players and put them in positions to succeed. So he's going to find the best players that he think he can win the game with and put them on the field. And let's go win some football games.
And that's what we did. And if you saw with Ron Marinelli, he's always mixing and matching. If you don't play with Ron Marinelli, you're going to sit the bench. You saw it with Benson Mayowa. Mm-hmm. He sat the bench. You've seen it with David Irving. How, guess what? He has one big game, and then he don't show the consistency in the next game. He sits. He doesn't get in many plays because Ron Marinelli preaches certain things. You got to play hard. You got to play fast. You got to play smart. And if you're not playing those things, you're not playing those things consistently, you won't be on the field.
Yeah,
and that's why I like Marinelli as our defensive coach, and I think that's why our defense is going to be so much better with these rookies.
Yeah, there's plenty of people in the league that can go out there and not execute the scheme and get burnt. We need some players. And I think that's what we're drafting, the right type of players. Like we talked about with Joey Ivey when Marinelli's pumping his fist for a 7th-round pick. That just tells me that they're getting players that they want. And
they're getting players he wants now.
Specifically. Like I said, we've got Switcher, and then we got Zeke last year, and that's where the focus is. We're getting Marinelli-specific guys that he wants on defense that are capable of doing his schemes and getting in the right position to succeed.
And like I said, look at his numbers. His numbers show if you get him good players, he not only produces, he really produces. Like things happen instantly. Sacks, fumbles, turnovers. I mean, his teams had 13 interceptions returned for touchdowns. You remember when Charles Tillman? Remember that year when they kept on intercepting the ball? Remember Mike Brown? Mike Brown for the Bears, the safety, and then they had Tillman. They were always picking them off, taking them back to the house.
Oh,
that defense was nasty, and it was opportunistic. If you get those players that we're trying to draft, you're going to see Marinelli do it, and that's what the big buzz to me is about the team. Is guess what? We got the offense finally set.
Yep.
We took like 5 years to get this offense together the way we wanted it. Now we feel like all we got to do is fill in the offense now. We don't have to get this now.
Right.
We just fill in players because we got the top players. Now defensively, let's go hard on defense. Marinelli, what do you want? I want a whole new secondary.
Okay.
Go on. I need some guys that can rush the passer. I need guys that can come this. All right, this is what we're drafting.
I want 6'7", 270. Boom. You want 2 of them? Done.
Exactly.
And here we are. Now, hopefully Irving can get not healthy, but get his stuff cleared up and get back on the field because we've talked about how excited we are for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bummer for me that ended up happening, man. I was really looking forward to see what he could do, and that's just not the way we needed to start this offseason.
And I totally agree. Now, Antoine asked about Richard Sherman. I mean, we heard that he wants to come, but guess what? This is mid-season. I mean, this is off-season. If they were going to go after Richard Sherman, they would have already went after.
I think
Richard
that would have
Sherman.
been a pre-draft.
That would have been a pre-draft
because you would have drafted way differently if you have Richard Sherman.
We don't need. Listen, these guys are happy with what we have. We are excited about these rookies. I'm excited about these rookies. Look at the OTAs. Just looking at them rookies, just seeing Awuzie, Lewis, Woods, Marquez White, and then you blending in Jeff Heath. I'm telling y'all, Jeff Heath's going to do something this year. I have a feeling Jeff Heath is going to – you say what you want about Jeff Heath.
I know.
Every time you watch him, he's around the ball. I mean, how many he had? I think he had like 3 picks last year. He's always around the ball. Everybody – the only reason why they hate on him, I don't care what anybody says, is because he's white. He's a white safety, and he came from Saginaw Valley State and he was undrafted. That's why they hate on him. But look at the pure skills. Is he a playmaker? He gets around the ball.
Yep, he's a ball hawk. It just finds him. There's nothing wrong with just finding him. He said put some spec on Beasley's name. It's just gonna make him better.
It's gonna make him better. Don't get sore footed because I'm saying something about Cole Beasley. I'm not saying his spot is getting taken. But guess what?
He's still the soft spot.
But guess what? Cole Beasley came in undrafted, so Cole Beasley is not bulletproof. So I don't know what y'all thinking. He quit. We talked about that, G. He quit.
They drafted Danny Cole.
Danny Cole
for him, and I was like, Danny Cole's gonna be the next Wes Welker.
That's who we thought. Danny Cole was going to be the man from Virginia Tech.
And then they're like, oh, this Beasley kid's sweet. And then Beasley leaves, and we're like, whoa, that's a bummer. And then Danny Cole ended up being hot, dumpster garbage.
Well, he broke his foot.
But he didn't do anything.
But yeah, he didn't do anything, and then Cole Beasley came back in the fold. Yep. I love Cole Beasley, so people don't get sensitive because I'm saying something about our players. At the end of the day, I love every Cowboys player, but if you're not good or you're not maybe that player, then we have to talk about it. We have to say something about it. Cole Beasley is nice, but he still was an undrafted free agent. He did quit on the team, even though he came back. That's something to still keep in your head.
He can still lose his job.
He can still lose his job. He is not bulletproof. There's only a few people on the team that's not losing their job.
Right, and somebody in the comments said, Witten and Beasley are the only two on the receiving core. I mean, Dez's spot's pretty solid. I would say
Dez's spot is solid. Nobody's taking Dez Bryant's spot.
Beasley's going to be playing. He's going to be
Beasley's
starting.
Beasley's going to be playing,
yes. Yeah, there's no question
No
about
question.
that. I would say he's probably solidified too. You got
But
Zeke,
Beasley's
Dak,
also
like
like
our whole
28.
offense is solidified.
Yeah,
We're talking about some backup
backup. This is
And-
backup spots. But you still want competition.
Right,
If you're a
because,
great
like,
player,
it's
don't
gonna
you want
make-
somebody to push you?
Just him being around is going to make Beasley excel even more because, like you said, it's going to drive him to be better. You're watching.
This is
Switzer
gonna
run
make
these
Beasley
routes.
better.
You want
Yes.
Beasley to push him, and hopefully it's a Tyron Smith where he's willing to groom him too, and give him a little guidance on some footwork, and I think it's going to work out great.
I mean, and I hear what you're saying, about the money dumping off. But I think when that money dumps off, we're going to put that money right into Zach Morton and get him signed up. Do like we did with our other two guys, Frederick and Smith. We're going to sign him up right before training camp. Get that deal out the way. Keep his mind good and happy, and let him just focus on football. Yep. So I'll say that money is going towards him. Maybe we get somebody, like I said, as a linebacker. I think we do need linebacker help. We need linebacker help, in my opinion, because we're one injury away. I want to see Jalen Smith on the field week 1. But we cannot depend on that, folks. We cannot sit there and say he is going to be a week 1 starter. Jalen Smith can tell us to our face that he's a week 1 starter, but his knee is going to tell us if he's going to be a week 1 starter, no matter what his mind says. And it's not being pessimistic. This is being real. I want Jalen Smith in that middle starting, but if he is not,
And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
there you
Glory
go.
hole.
That's all I'm saying. Hey, what's up, Big Trey Winfield? What's up, Big Dog?
What's up, Ryan Dye?
Ryan Dye? What's up, Cowboy Nations? Travis Peel. What's up, Big Dog?
I think Lucky's gone.
Yeah, Lucky's gone.
Lucky's going to be gone. And
That's Switzer's job. I mean, and that buzz, man. I mean, I seen him in some drills, and you're running with the first team. And Dak already said you sent the little post on the page, and when he said Dak, he's got something about him. He's already talked about Switzer. Like Switzer got something about him. It's just
Yep.
and you could tell.
that swag or something.
He got that. He does. He got that swag. Like when we drafted him, we were watching him on the field. Everybody's excited about him because he got that Cowboy swag that we've been wanting to have back.
He just like I said, he just reminds me of some kid that wants to go out in the backyard and play football, and he wants to run circles around you. He wants to hit you with a Barry Sanders spin move, or just
He wants to turn up
a 1 foot juke in the open field, and that's all he wants to do. He just wants to play football, and I love it.
Yeah. And what's up, Anthony? What's up, Big Dog? Appreciate you coming in. Just appreciating everybody coming in. You just came in, EJ. We said something about Tapper. Basically, we excited about him. Nobody's seen him, but we all excited. He's talking he's talking like he's ready. We're all ready. Preseason. Yep. This is the first time in a long time. You're not going to see the Zeke. You're not going to see Zeke. You're not going to see those guys like that in the preseason. But who you are going to see,
especially if he keeps getting in car accidents.
You know what I'm saying? Who you are going to see are the Jordan Lewises, the Woods, Xavier Woods, the Uzis, the Taco Charltons. You're going to see those guys, the Charles Tappers, the Jalen Smith. That's why I'm excited by training camp. I mean, preseason games for the first time. Usually we're like, hurry up and get these games over with. This year we want to see.
Yeah, because we're going to see a lot of different players in a lot of different spots on defense. And like it could be a Woozy at safety with Jones. It could be Woods at safety. I mean,
it could be anybody.
And it's going to change every game. I love it. I can't wait to see what they're going to do.
I mean, it's fair game. You know what I mean? So that now. I did hear we was talking. We had mentioned, and just like me and you had mentioned, is Anthony Brown the number 1 corner? Mm-hmm. They already have a projection, which I don't think why we should even projecting in May. A Nolan Carroll and an Anthony Brown and a Skandrick in the slot. It's not a bad.
Nolan Carroll's garbage.
Okay, but that's not a bad week 1.
Is Anthony Brown a number 1 corner? Probably not at this time. But guess what? On our team, he's our number 1 corner.
Yeah, he's going to have to be a number 1 corner.
He's going to have to, as far as the depth chart right now, when I'm looking at it, he's above Nolan Carroll for me. I think he's a better corner already as a 1-year player than Nolan Carroll.
You just wish he had a Carroll size. If he had a Nolan Carroll size, then you're talking about he's a number 1 corner, like he's a top corner up and coming.
I like that 4.3 speed though.
Yes, and he's scrappy.
And he's got decent ball skills.
He's got the 1 interception, and he plays the ball really good. Turn that head around. which Jordan Lewis does. Turn the head around a little more because you got flagged a few times for the face guarding. Turn around because the coverage is there.
Yeah.
The coverage was there when he's there, but you got to turn your head.
Guess what's going to happen? He's going to get in camp with Jordan Lewis, and they're going to make each other better.
I agree, Anthony Donaldson.
Competition.
I'm telling you, I'm not down on Carroll. He's okay because he's got Rod Marinelli. Rod Marinelli makes you play better. He is going to play better in our system. He's not going to be top flight, but we don't need him. We got those young rookies. He's been in the league a long enough time where he can be a mentor. You need mentorship, JK. You need the mentorship for the younger players. Yes, we love to throw him in the fire, and I love to see him off rip, but maybe he can be a good mentor. He's not a terrible corner. He can be a good mentor.
Ask Dez about him.
Okay, well, that's one game with Dez Bryant. Everybody keeps talking about the Dez Bryant game. Get over the Dez Bryant game. Okay, Dez Bryant torched a lot of corners, though.
I know. I really didn't see anything that no one really has ever done that's impressed me. Yeah, he was the best corner on the Eagles defense at one point, but for what?
I'm just
saying
they
didn't have a really good defensive backfield at that point. So
I hear you. Shout out to you, Jimmy, and your son Justin. What's up, Big Justin?
What's up, Justin? How about them Cowboys?
Silver Blue Nation. How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? Yeah! All right, so I see somebody asking us about Darren McFadden. Is he going to remain with the Cowboys? Yes, he ain't going nowhere.
That's our backup.
That's our backup. I mean, Darren McFadden, stop being low on Darren McFadden. Darren McFadden, when he came in he had the freak injury, but like I said, he had 1 year with us where he had to prove he could stay injury-free, and he did. And he's better as a backup because you don't have the wear and tear. He still got the juice. He still got the speed. He's a power runner. He can play special teams. He can catch the ball out the backfield, and he can block. So if you got him in the backfield, when Zeke goes out, you still got confidence that he can pick up that blitz and give Dak that extra 1 or 2 seconds to get that deep ball out. So that's why you keep a Darren McFadden and you don't go to a rookie like that.
I think we end up losing Morris probably just because of the same thing you said. We keep McFadden and probably end up with the rookie. Undrafted rookie out of Texas A&M. I can't think of his name right now, but that's probably who we end up with. I think Morris is the one that's probably end up going to be gone.
Yeah, to me, Alfred Morris is one of those team guys. I love him as a team player. Like, he's a great, to me, leader, but your ability is not as good as some of these younger guys. As I said, when Zeke goes out, we need somebody still to carry that explosiveness through the offense. To me, Morris was more plotting, and he takes a little bit of time. He needs carries. He needs
He get rolling downhill.
Yeah, he's not going to get.
He's a dink and dunk quarterback.
He's like the dink and dunk version.
Yeah, he's a dink and dunk running back.
He
needs to get that, and he's just not going to get that time with us. So as much as I like to see him, I love to see somebody else. Now, I brought up maybe a few weeks ago that if maybe a TJ Yeldon, because they got Fournette there and they still got Chris Ivory.
Stay healthy.
If he could stay healthy, I wouldn't mind giving up a pick next year for TJ Yeldon in the fold, because TJ Yeldon with us. Woo!
Now you're talking about a nice
and so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Man, if you got TJ Yeldon backing up Zeke, that's a good combo right there.
We might have to ban Earl from the page.
Wow, what's Earl saying?
He said we need to get Johnny Manziel.
Ah, man.
Dope. Throw out the band hammer. You're right, Gino. It was the running back from Temple, I think, not Texas A&M.
Yeah, I don't know the Texas A&M, but it was Temple. Thomas, Jahad Thomas.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's the kid that's the kid who we're really high on. He doesn't have a lot of size, but to me, he's like that Darren Sproles type. He's that quick guy. Yeah, so what? He didn't run a 4. He didn't run a 4.3 or 4.4. But he's got that playing NFL. That those guys that aren't fast, but when you see him on the field, they're fast. And he's got really good. You can bring him out. We don't have to pressure him like we did Lance Dunbar. We had to force feed Lance Dunbar because we were wanting to see what he had to do. Yep. With Thomas, we can bring him in. We don't need you. We can just throw you a dump pass. We don't need to force you the ball because we got guys that are already going to carry the rock here. But guess what? Let's throw you on a quick maybe jet sweep like we do with Lucky Whitehead, or throw a quick screen pass to you and let you get that big gain, and then let's come back and throw a deep pass to Dez Bryant and score that touchdown. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Hey, Cowboys fans, y'all
it is a reminder. I've been here when it was Glory Hole days.
I'm ready.
I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Ryan's got to start correcting me when I say stupid stuff like Texas A&M and it's Temple. Let me know. You gotta let me know sooner, man.
Or you hate them, but you will tune in.
What's up, Matt from repping from New York? I like hearing that. He in New York City and repping them Cowboys. I love hearing that because we got Week 1 Giants.
I have to scroll up and look earlier. I think it was Richard. But he's from the UK. We got somebody from overseas.
Oh,
Why,
Richard, he's
here.
been with us.
He's here.
Richard been with us, so that's a big shout out, Richard. He Richard is the dog. He rolls with us.
What time is it over there?
I don't know.
You gotta be getting late. Like this is
How
like
about them
his
Cowboys?
dinner time entertainment.
All right, so I'm listening to you, dog. You know, I'm trying to. I'm listening to you, dog. I'm listening to you. UK is probably like 12 hours at least. Because
I don't
I
know if it's that much.
had a guy from the Philippines. I was talking to him. He said it was 11 hours.
Well, it's probably like 7 or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If he's up at the crack of
He
dawn
might
checking
be
us
able to.
out, it's all good.
What's up, Vegas?
I don't have time
What's
to
up,
have
man?
a bad time.
And Dino, I think I'm gonna say Dino. If you just forgive me, I like that better.
It's Dino. It's probably Dino.
So who are
Not
we
a
more
dinosaur.
excited on the offense and defense this year? Me, who I'm excited for on the offense this year, I gotta say 1A and 1B. I'm excited to see Dez because I think he's gonna turn up this year. I'm excited because he looks focused. He looks big and strong. Dak is gonna look really good, but I'm really wanting to see this big boy Rico Gathers. I put a little picture of him slam dunking on the page. Make sure you check it out. That dude is monstrous. I seen him in a couple of his basketball leagues dunking on people. 6'6". He's like 290 for real.
Touchdown!
That dude
That's
is
what I want to see. I want to see him
touchdown.
boxing out in the red zone.
Let's get in that 10-yard line with Rico Gathers and just let him turn around and box somebody. And who's okay? First of all, a cornerback is not tackling Rico Gathers.
No, the
Second of all, a
linebacker
linebacker is not tackling
Yeah,
Rico
defensive
Gathers.
tackle.
You're going to have a defensive tackle, defensive end tackling him. Let's get Rico Gathers. Please, Rico Gathers, be what we want you to be. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you are what we want you to be, woo-wee.
Lock the door!
Good.
I'm probably most excited to see Anthony Brown again. I want to see his next step because I think he's like we talked about, not number one corner yet, but he's taking that next step this year, and I'm really excited to see him. And I really want to see just the whole defensive backfield. Honestly, just what some
I
of these
wanna see
young
the
players
whole
can do,
defense.
man. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm more excited for the defense to see what everybody's gonna do. I think we kind of know what to expect out of the offense. I mean, I don't know specific numbers of what are going to happen. Like, is 2,000 yards possibility for Zeke? Absolutely. Is he going to get it? I have no idea.
Right.
But I'm excited for defense.
I'm excited for the
young
defense.
defensive
Exactly.
backs.
I want to see the defense. Like I said, make sure one more time, check out the Landry hat. I got an article in there about Marinelli and our defense. There's a buzz around the air, and basically what I'm talking about, there's a buzz around our defense. We kind of know what the offense is going to bring to the table. I'm excited to see Dak Prescott year 2. He just looks like he is in so much control. He knows this is his team. You see how he's walking on the field. That it's exciting because you know Dak knows this is my team. I'm about to turn up. This is my team, and I'm about to do the damn thing this year.
Romo's not on his shoulder this year.
Yes.
And he doesn't have to worry about that. He can go out there and he can mess up, and I think he knows as long as his leg's not broken, Kellen Moore's not sniffing the field. So it's his job. You know what I mean? He can go out there and just be comfortable and enjoy being America's quarterback.
And he's
make the
so
best of
good
it.
at it.
And he is. He's doing it the right way, too. It doesn't seem like he's out there doing what our running back's doing, which is gronking it up, partying everywhere with his shirt off. But, he's out there doing all the right stuff. Seems like he's in the right events and all the charity events, that stuff he was doing.
But everybody
was
ain't
amazing,
the same.
man.
You know what I mean?
No, and
you can look at
right.
you can look at Gronk, and everybody knows who he is. But when he gets on that field, you can't stop him.
But the thing, I pretty much compare him to that because they're going to party like that, but they still come and perform, and he's going to do it. I mean, heck, they gave Gronk his own cruise ship last year. To
I don't have time to have a
just
bad
do it
time.
in your off time, and if you like to party, like I said, you're different people. You like to party, do it. Just don't let it affect your performance.
Exactly.
And then
I don't think it will. I think Zeke takes this. I think he takes this football game serious.
He takes it very serious.
He's a jokester. That's just his personality.
And then you saw
But
what
he's all
happened last
business.
year when, as soon as the season was over,
he's all
he
business.
let loose and he deserved it.
He's all
heck of a year as a rookie, so I think he deserved it.
And then I got a question from Tyrell when he said, "How do you think the defense is going to be this year?" I mean, I can't foresee what the defense is really going to be. I have the excitement, but there are a lot of these guys are rookies, especially on that back end. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I really think that Marinelli, he had us 14th last year. I think we can be around that top 10 type defense. Yep. It's really going to be the key is how that defensive rush looks like, if that pass rush looks good. But I think that this can be that type of defense that we're like finally excited. Like, guess what? Now we don't have to rely on our offense. Yeah, wait till our defense get back on the field because we're going to get the ball right back. We're going to get a turnover. That's stuff we've been waiting to see. And as I said before, Marinelli in his 3 years with the Chicago Bears from 2010 to 2012 had the most fumbles as far as takeaways, 59. interceptions returned back for touchdowns, those means they're being opportunistic. They're trying to make plays. Remember when he took over in 2014, did you see a lot of the Cowboys guys, they just would tackle the guy. They wouldn't try to rip the ball. I saw a lot of that being implemented with Ron Marinelli. Guys were trying to rip the ball. They were gang tackling. They were trying to rip the ball out. Before, Cowboys weren't really doing that. When we had Monty Kiffin, that terrible experiment, and the end of Rob Ryan, his little deal, they weren't being opportunities trying to rip the ball out. You see Marinelli is like, get after the ball. And not just get after the ball, we want the ball back. We want to score. It can't just be offense. We want to score. And I think this is now the time we finally got players who want that. You think the guys didn't do if they said, we're going to get guys you want, Marinelli, let's really do good background checks and see if they're opportunistic. Woods, 14 career interceptions. Jordan Lewis, 45 career pass breakups. Awuzie, big-time blitzer off the edge. Got things that he needs. Those are the players we got.
What's up, Marcus from Indiana? Excited for Jalen Smith too.
Yeah, I think the buzz. Just looking at him, the visor, what can you say about Jalen Smith? If he is anything that we think he's going to be, I do cartwheels. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, that's what I want to see so bad is that swipe. I want him to get a big sack on like a Aaron Rodgers, a Matt Ryan, Eli Manning, and just do the and just swipe on him
big time.
A big.
That's what we don't get the big moment sack.
Yeah, we don't get the big moments. That's what we're missing. The big moment sacks.
We get numbers on it, but we want some big.
We want them. You know, when you watch those Giant teams or when you watch those Ravens, when you seen them getting after the quarterback, it changed the whole game. Whole game was changed when you're getting them big sacks, them big turnovers, them big blitzes.
Just the big pass rushes.
And you know the offense is going to come back in there and do the thing. The offense is going to come right back there and score touchdowns. You get what I'm saying? So really, if you're looking at what we're trying to do, we're trying to mash teams. I want us to get back to them 90s where not just offensively we can kill you, but we can also get the ball on defense. We're going to stop you defensively. So for you to beat us, you got to play a perfect game.
Almost everybody on defense that we picked up is a ball hawk.
Yes.
Lots of turnovers in college, very productive back there in the defense backfield. I think they're looking at the same thing. We need to get the ball.
We need to get
turnovers.
The ball.
We've got some decent players spattered around. Now let's fill them in and let's see what we can do. I'm excited for the defense, man. I really am. These DBs have got me ready to.
These DBs, don't they?
Oh man, they ready.
I mean, don't it look like you don't want to just hype kids because you don't know what a rookie's going to do.
Right, we just being fanboys of our team, but
when you just keep looking at them, you're just like, man, these Jordan Lewis, Awuzie, it looks like they're hungry. Woods, Marquez White, and like I said, that's making an Anthony Brown play harder. That's making an Orlando Scanner. That's making a Nolan Carroll play harder because guess what? Ron Marinelli's going to put in who the best players are. He don't care where you was drafted, who was making plays. And so that's why I say Carroll may be a better player with us because now we don't know. I'm not saying he's going to be a great player. He's not a great player, but he could be serviceable with us with those rookies playing behind him because as we've seen before, George Selvey, he wasn't a great player, but guess what? He got 7 sacks in our system.
Yeah.
So and that's why I think Marinelli brings up players. He brings up players that are just regular players. So let's get top-notch players and see what this defense can do. And I think for the first time in a long time, defense is really going to make plays out there. And it's going to be feeling good when we get them big interceptions and are taking them back to the house. Because when's the last time we seen that? Since prime time. Prime time was the only one getting them interceptions and taking them back to the house. We ain't never really had a big-time corner besides Dion that was really taking them besides Everson Walls. And that was in my era. Everson Walls was late 80s. He was in the 80s, and he was a monster. He was the only one that was, to me, a ball hawk that we had. And we haven't seen anybody since Everson Walls and Deion Sanders in a very long time. So it's about that we get some type of cornerbacks that can make those plays. That's why I wasn't mad when they said buy Barry Church, buy Morris Claiborne, buy Brandon Carr, buy J.J. Wilcox, because y'all are regular. Y'all boring. Like, our defense was boring with them. Didn't it feel like it? Like, you weren't excited about Brandon Carr.
I was worried about the defense for many years. It was scary. Definitely had to worry about that. It was not anything you were looking at. Like, you were not waking up, watching the football game going, man, this defense is going to do something to win this game for us. It came down to it where it's like, man, I need Romo to throw for 400 yards and 7 touchdowns or else we don't stand a chance.
Right.
And it happened a lot.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, and hopefully those days are gone. Right. I hear somebody saying an over under for Dez 85 catches. Ooh, that's gonna be close. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say 86. I'm gonna say 86 catches this year and 1,400 yards and 11 touchdowns for Dez Bryant this year. He's definitely getting over 10 touchdowns for us this year because he's gonna get fed that ball. He's definitely gonna be beasting inside that 10-yard line. Them back shorter throws are gonna just be monstrous. You can't guard him when you do back shorter throws with Dez. He's too big for you. So I'm definitely seeing over 85. So I'm gonna go with the over 85 on that. Yeah, boring. Those guys was boring, y'all. I mean, y'all wasn't bored when y'all watched. Okay, let's look. When you watch Cowboys games, were you excited when we got on defense? Nope. You were like, oh, Lord. They're going in the shotgun, 4 wide. They're about to score a touchdown on us.
You know what would get me excited when defense is on the field? Sacks, turnovers, interceptions, fumble.
Morris Claiborne,
hits,
they weren't
stuff
getting
we
me
didn't
excited. They was boring, and I'm glad they're gone. Thank you for your time with us. We appreciate your stuff you did in the community. Brandon Carr, I don't hate on you for that. But as far as these young guys, I'm glad you're gone. I'm glad these rookies are here, and I want to see these guys turn up this year. Like that's why I'm excited. Like I want to run out right now and go play some football because I want to turn up so bad because I want to see this team. I'm so excited to see this defense this year.
That's what happened last week. And what'd you do? Jam me on the line, throw me to the ground like a little.
Yeah, that's what I do. I might be a small guy, but my cornerback skills are pretty nice. And
I stayed on my feet.
Yeah, okay, but I did knock you off your route, and I was right there for the pass.
Everybody love everybody!
You caught it, but I gave up on the play.
Well,
okay.
Keep your motor up.
Okay.
Keep your motor up.
That's cool. I got years on you.
Easy. I got gears. Well, you don't downshift too early.
Man, I got years on you, though.
Years? You say years or
Yeah,
gears?
I said years.
Years. Well, you got plenty of years on me.
And I still got you, though.
I got plenty of catches on you, too.
Oh, man, please. Cut it out. I didn't have shoes on.
Who wants to hear the
You don't catch with your feet.
Drew Pearson Eagles disc?
Play it.
Give me time to stretch.
To announce the Dallas Cowboys selection, please welcome the University of Tulsa wide receiver Drew Pearson.
All right. How about them Cowboys? I want to thank the Eagle fans for allowing me to have a career in the NFL. Thank you. I am honored as an undrafted free agent to be selected to make the Cowboys second-round draft pick. And on behalf of the 5-time world champion Dallas Cowboys, Hall of Fame owner Jerry Jones, T. Jones and the Jones family, Coach Jason Garrett, all the Cowboy players that played before me, that played with me, and played after me. With the second pick, 60th pick in the second round, the Dallas Cowboys select defensive back from Colorado, Chidobe Awuzie.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, if you don't get excited about that, that still gives me chills because I mean it's everybody hates us. Not everybody hates us, but it's just a lot of people hate us. But I don't care. You can hate us because when we come up in your field, your fans love us.
There's lots of them there.
There's a lot of our fans. We travel good. Like every stadium, it's Cowboy fans everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We everywhere. But remember when we used to play the Cardinals? There was Cowboys games. The Cardinals would always be mad because there was more Cowboys fans than Cardinals fans at them games. We take over. We're back. Be careful, you teams out there, because we're back. And that's why you've been hating for so long because we don't want them Cowboys coming back because when they get back, it's a problem. Everybody wants to see us on TV.
You
Say
hate
what
them,
you want.
but you will tune in and turn in to see what people are saying about them. That's why they call America's team.
I mean, that's what it is. Now, I heard some over and unders. Let me jump on these over and unders. Over and under. Dak Prescott, 25 touchdowns. Over.
That was easy. Next.
I heard a 29-6, 29 touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns. 29 passing, 6 rushing.
I got one to give you on that then. Is he over or under 10 picks?
Under. I'm going to say he has 8 picks this year.
So he does throw more interceptions.
I think he does some more interceptions.
32 touchdowns, 8 picks.
I think that's going to be a result of him doing what I saw in the comments there with him opening up the playbook, taking some more shots downfield. I think you're going to have some interceptions when you're doing that, and that's okay because I want to see him taking some shots too. And
yeah.
And I said, just pretend it's a basketball hoop, man. Swish it. I think he's just
8 picks is not bad.
No.
To me, you're under 10.
That's one every other game, and as long as he's got the 30 touchdowns to go with it,
that's good. I have no problem with that.
Great.
I'd like to see him get about 7 rushing touchdowns. I like that because I like that element he brings to the game inside the 10-yard line.
I like those numbers. What was it, 29 and 6? I think those are Those are decent numbers.
Yeah.
But I think he probably exceeds both of those.
Floyd said 9 picks for who?
Dak.
Okay.
That 9 picks. That's still
Well,
not. That's not. If
8,
you're getting a 30,
like that,
if you're getting 30 some touchdowns and 9 picks,
Right. Like I
that's
said,
good.
I think what did he throw last year? 4.
Yeah, he threw 4.
And,
Or was it 4? Yeah,
I think it was 4.
25 and 4.
So at the end of the
That's
year,
amazing.
23 and 4.
This year we
23
open
and
up
4.
the playbook a little bit. This year, now we're taking some downfield shots. Get a couple interceptions. You might double it
cool
up.
with that.
He didn't
Let
throw an
him-
interception
yeah.
until like week 12.
Yeah,
or whatever,
let
you know
him-
what I mean?
let
Like
him take some
there's
chances.
a chance he's going to throw more interceptions this year.
Yeah,
8 is
'Cause
not
he's
a
going to be
large
throwing
number.
the ball more. He's going to be throwing the ball more. He's going to have more control of the offense. He's going to have Scott Linehan is going to give him even more responsibility. Scott Linehan is like this. Here, it's your team now. Let's do this. Let's do that. So
And
I can see more picks, but I'm seeing more touchdowns too.
And that's what makes me say no to the Dez getting 85 catches. I just think there's a possibility it could happen. Of course, he's our stud receiver. But
Jason Witten's not getting those catches.
Jason Witten's not. Zeke's going to be taking some catches away. You got Switzer, Beasley.
Watch this be the year.
Dez
Witten
is going to get
gets-
some catches this year. I know what y'all saying.
Watch this be the year Witten gets another 90 catches.
Right, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
I can see Dez getting 60 to 70 range easily.
No, Dez is getting more than 60 catches, dude. If Dez
It depends on his health.
65,
It's all about his
75.
health.
Okay, so let's say if he's healthy, let's 14 games this year. I still think he can get over 80 catches because he's going to be the focal point of that pass offense this year. He is.
If he averages
You saw
five,
how he
if
turned
he
up at the
averages
end of the
5
year.
catches a game, I'll put him right around 60.
And that's not bad. 5 catches.
So,
5
and
catches in a
that's-
game.
that's 60.
Zeke's still going to get his yards. He can still get 5
What is that,
catches,
60
80,
or
90
70
yards.
catches?
Exactly.
So-
And he's going to – you don't think he's not going to have one of them 10, 11 – look what he did against the Green Bay. He ended with 9 catches, over 100-some yards, 3 touchdowns.
5 catches a game will be 80 catches.
But you also got to remember there's distribution factor that's coming in here.
But I don't think Terrence Williams is going to get those catches like that.
But he's going to get his catches.
He's going to get his
Beasley's
catches.
going to get his catches.
But look when Dez had them those 90 season catches. Witten still got his catches. Williams still got his catches. We didn't have maybe the
running back.
running back. I mean, DeMarco Murray had like 50-some catches as a running back.
It's still in the realm of possibility. I just don't think he's getting 85.
We'll see.
Well, flipping back to the defense, Marcus Tuholsky, thanks for the over-under. He said Woods over 2 picks.
I got
Xavier
Woods. I gotta see him. I know I like Xavier Woods. I think he's gonna be good, but I gotta see him in preseason because I don't know how much time he's gonna get. If Jeff Heath is playing really good, you're not gonna see a lot of Xavier Woods. I'm telling you, you're not.
I can probably answer that question better in a couple weeks once we get through a preseason game.
Yeah, let me see what Woods is looking like.
Because he's going to play. He's going to
play.
If he's on the field as much as he should be, he's getting more than 2.
I think he's going to play. I say Jeff Heath gets 3 interceptions this year.
I'll go ahead and just say I'll take the over just because we're playing that game. I think he gets more than 2.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Heath lead the team in picks.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I would.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm telling you, man, Heath is more of a ball hawk than people say. They got the misconception about him.
A lot of people, Donald Johnson, Marcus again, Floyd, they're all talking about Zeke over under 1,500 yards.
Over 1,500.
Over, yep. We're talking about pushing 2 this year.
Yeah, Zeke is a monster. Like Zeke is getting over 1,500. I mean, think about it. The first 2 games of the year, he was under 100 yards. Okay, and then the Detroit game, he barely played. I mean, and then he played one half. Philly didn't play at all. So that's 4 games where he didn't do nothing.
Now the offensive line is more experienced with another year and probably a little better.
And then you got Lyle Collins coming
Lyle
back.
Collins is paving the way, no matter if he's playing right tackle or left guard.
Byron Bell, Dan Skipper. I mean, there's some guys.
I don't think Dan Skipper's going to see the field. I don't want him to see him.
He needs to work on his footwork before he goes anywhere.
I don't want to see him.
Gia Smith shared a little video going on here. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it, Gia.
It's the Cowboys Nation for the middle name, so that's the real deal.
I mean, as I said before, as far as our offense, we're going to have the only thing that's going to stop our offense is injuries. That's it. Nothing's going to stop our offense this year. Nothing. No team is going to stop us.
Nobody's going to shut us down.
No team's going to shut us down. The only things that will shut us down are major injuries to like top players.
And I mean, we can still have a game like that.
We'll still have good games.
I
mean,
but it's football. You're going to have those. Unless we're going 16-0, which let's say we all want that.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean. But let's be realistic. It's more important. We got more important things than going undefeated. I want to get playoff wins. That's the biggest thing right now.
And that's
Super Bowl wins.
And that's where Garrett's got to come in. He's got to make those He played he's coaching some big games, but them playoffs is really no. I'm being honest with you. I don't think anybody's looking at Garrett toward the regular season anymore now. I think everybody's looking at Garrett with the playoffs now.
I think everybody's kind of expecting the Cowboys.
To
I'm
make
not
the
talking
playoffs.
about Cowboys fans. I'm talking about NFL people are expecting the Cowboys to be, and not might make. They're expecting them to be in the playoffs next year.
I mean, everybody thinks we're gonna. A lot of people think we're gonna take a step back and not be 13-3, but they still think we're a very good team. We're gonna go to the playoffs.
Right.
Nobody thinks we're really gonna miss the playoffs. We got too good of a team. Now I think, like I said, the eye is going to be on Garrett, not what you're doing in the regular season anymore. When you look at Peyton Manning, when you look at those other players that have been to the playoffs, keep losing. Now they're not. Now we're not worried about what you do in the regular season. Nobody cares. Can you win in these playoffs? And that's where Garrett is going to start being judged now, is your playoff wins, because he only has 2 playoff wins or 1. He only has 1 playoff win.
At least 2.
Because he beat the Detroit Lions. We lost last year. No, he has 2 playoff. He has 1 playoff win.
He had the same amount Romo had.
Yeah, Garrett only had the 1.
Yeah,
No, Romo had 2.
Romo has
did
2.
have 2?
He's only had 1 playoff win in his 6 years there.
So we've talked about
Romo
that
got a
many
win
times.
back in 2009, right before Garrett became head coach,
That's something to look at.
and then the one against Detroit in 2014. So that would have been Garrett's first.
Yeah, I mean,
Garrett is 1 and 2 in the playoffs,
1 and 2 in the playoffs, and he's been there 6 years.
and only the one we were talking about it last week. Only the one season without Romo did he have anything less than 8-8.
Right, but you still got to win in these playoffs.
Yep.
I mean that any team is going to be judged like regular season teams. Team going to start looking at you like, okay, you already great in the regular season. Like I said, I'm not saying he's nothing close to a Marvin Lewis, but now when you're looking at Marvin Lewis, you don't even look at his regular season no more. Like you don't even watch his regular season. You just look, are you going to win the playoffs, dude?
I mean, I'll take getting to the playoffs. I just want to win a couple games every year and at least know we're making some progress.
We need to get to at least an NFC Championship game this year. To me,
for him to keep his job, or for him to stay
he's
off the
going to
hot
keep
seat?
his job. He's going to keep his job. I think he'll be on the hot seat from the outside, but I think Jerry's not going to put him on the hot seat. He hasn't before. I mean, Jerry, the only time I think he was near the hot seat when we had the third 8-8 and he busted out with the 12-4, and that alleviated. I know Jerry was feeling like, yes, now I can give you this money and validate that I got you as my coach. But now it's like, okay, you got to get to an NFC Championship game now. With this team, I think we have to at least get to an NFC Championship game to say we had a successful season. If we don't go to the Super Bowl, we have to get to the NFC Championship this year. That's what we have. We have to do that.
That's what I'm saying. We're expected to be in the playoffs.
We are
And
expected.
I think
We
anything
have to
less
get
than
that
that
far.
is obviously a failure. Definitely want to see it be a deep run into the playoffs. Obviously, you see that.
Yeah, I mean.
And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Exactly. And my sister is funny because she hates Jason Garrett. She can't stand him. Like, she cannot stand Jason Garrett. I'd be vouching for him. Like, for her, like, she was like, man, I can't stand him. I vouch for him for her. But at the same time with Garrett, you got this team now. Like, the pressure is on. You have the offense. You have everything is set on offense. Like, you can't look at our offense and say we're not set. We're set on offense, like across the board.
After 6 years, you've pretty much picked the team.
You got the team
guys
exactly
that
you want.
So that's
now
what I said.
You
Now
got
we're
a defense that possibly could be the type of defense that you want.
That's where he gets his pass, though. I think is, well, I'm not the defensive coordinator. So now we're getting the defense up. That's maybe next 2-3 years we don't get, we don't get number 6. We might be looking for another coach at that point. But I don't. Who else is out there that we would really want?
I already told you who I want.
I know who I want.
Sean Payton.
He's out in New Orleans.
He's in New Orleans. Sean Payton. I don't care anybody say.
I want him.
I mean, that's. I want because I don't know these young guys, because we need the only guy that can come to Dallas is a head strong coach. It can't be a puppet. It can't be a new, young, and up and coming. It can't be one of those guys. It has to be somebody established.
He's got that little bit of rapport.
He's got the
Jerry.
rapport. You're gonna listen, and I feel like he can talk to Jerry. Like, he can talk to Jerry, and Jerry will listen. Stephen Jones will listen. He's the only other guy I would want as an option if Jason Garrett wasn't there anymore, that could take us over the hump. Because to me, Garrett has to get us over the hump now. NFC Championship, Super Bowl bust to me now. But it's definitely anything less than an NFC Championship this year is a failure.
All right, guys, let's real quick, since we got everybody watching now, if you should subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is where you can watch all of the previous shows, including this one after it's done. That should be uploaded tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and paste the link in there right now.
Yes, check us out.
And then we got a bunch of new stuff coming up here at 4:30 Eastern Time. We'll be on with Sports Fanatics, so go over and like that page, and we'll be talking Cowboys there. And then also in the next coming weeks, we're going to be on with EB Sports Network. You'll see more about that coming out soon. You can go like that page, and we'll have a show coming on there in the evening. So a lot of cool stuff coming up for us.
Yes, definitely. So make sure you're checking out Silver and Blue Nation. Like Big G said, going to Sports Fanatic. I got the star banging. JK gonna get the star banging. Check us out at 4:30. That'll be 1:30 Pacific time, but 4:30 our time. So make sure you check this out. We'll be doing more Cowboys talk. We'll be flossing and talking about the Cowboys, because who can never get stopped talking about the Cowboys? We're America's team.
Dino,
So,
check out the Silver Blue Nation Facebook page. There'll be a link
it'll be a link
for
right
that
to it.
going on, and you'll be able to go right to it.
You guys are watching again. Please share everything. Invite your friends that like the page. Any Cowboys fans you might know.
Yep, there's millions of us Cowboys fans.
We just
Why are
started,
y'all in here?
just getting started, and we're
Get me
growing, and it's going to be exciting in the future, especially when the season starts heating up here. And preseason's only almost 2 months away.
I mean, and when
8 weeks.
when we really start going hard, Cowboy fans, make sure, like they're saying, check out, because we're gonna be hard. I know I'm gonna be geek. Every game we gonna be talking about, you know, the breakdown of the game, what players were looking good, what guys we were talking about in preseason that are looking good in the regular
We still need
season.
to have that discussion with everybody too, to see what time they want us to do this stuff during the season, because
Yeah,
30
yeah.
might be some games. So
There'll be changes coming, but we'll be
Yep.
notifying
Yeah, we got-
everybody on the show.
Yeah, obviously we got a little bit of time. Katina, invite all your friends.
Yes,
Obviously, you need some more lady
we need
friends
some
in
more
here.
ladies up in here. Like we all Cowboy fans, but we need some more ladies up in here. Get some of
Katina's feeling lonely.
Katina, get some of the ladies. I know there's plenty of Cowboys, and all the lady Cowboys are beautiful. All the lady Cowboys fans are beautiful. So we need to have some of them. I know plenty of Cowboys ladies out there that know they football. They know their football. So it ain't like these Cowboy girls don't know their football. They know their football. So jump on here, Silver and Blue Nation, Cowboy girls, and get on here and let's talk some Cowboy football.
Hey,
we need y'all love too.
Hit us with some questions. We want to answer them. We'll talk with you.
Okay. Keep bringing them, because we waiting. I love it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So keep bringing them.
We got almost 5,000 likes on the page already.
5,000 likes, and it's all y'all.
And it's all y'all.
the fans. It's all the people out there supporting, and we keep on trying to bring the thunder as far as the Cowboys. Make sure, like I said, check the Landry Hat articles. Like you said, we got more shows coming as far as different times. Make sure you just keep on supporting, because we're trying to make this astronomical page for the fans, not for us, for the fans, because we still fans too. At the end of the day,
We're about to try to make this the unofficial fan page.
the unofficial Silver
real
and Blue
fans.
Nation. Make sure you check us out. So.
You want a T-shirt? You want some hats or something?
Oh, and hey, my
Let us
God.
know if we'll see if we can get something for you.
Make sure you
Some
check us
Silver
out.
Blue Nation logo on them.
Hey, but you know what else was
Fan
on?
club.
You know what else was on? That top 100.
That top 100.
The top 100 was on, and guess who was on there?
I saw somebody, in my opinion, got disrespected.
Who? Dez?
No.
Oh, you talking about Josh Norman?
No.
Who?
I thought.
Zach Martin?
Come on, Zach Martin.
Yeah, he was-
Why is he showing up on this list already?
What about Travis Frederick? He's
Yes.
way down
Well,
the list.
but why are any of them showing up on
Zach
the
Martin should be
offensive
higher.
line?
He's
How
the
they-
best offensive guard in the league right now. He should be in the top 20.
We talked about this before, though. I remember you guys
Susie?
were pessimistic about Dez even making the cut.
Yeah, I was. Not because I didn't think he could do it, but I thought people would hate
I
on
felt
Dez.
like the
Yeah.
players know what he's about.
I do, but you know how some
I think
people
Dez
be
is
hate
right
on
about
Dez.
where he should be.
But those rankings
Yeah,
are
he was-
Dez
Dez
those
rating was
rankings are
perfect.
weird, though.
Huh?
Those rankings are weird.
they are.
I mean,
I mean,
there's
Todd
some
Gurley-
players
they had
that you
Todd
know.
Gurley in there. What? He was 15th that one year.
Like they got Joey Bosa at number 100. Like already, you think
Right,
he's
yeah,
already a top 100?
He
He
did
Top
have a
100 player.
freak year last
did
year.
have a big year. I mean, I guess some rookies cracked the list, but then you
But
look at
look at what Todd Gurley did with the same team last year, and he was top 15, and now, or he was in the high 20s, and now he wasn't even on the
you
list.
mean last season.
Last season.
Where do you think Zeke comes in on this list?
I'd say top 10.
You think top 10?
I think Zeke's probably gonna be like 15.
Yeah, he's going to be top 20
I mean-
just because he's one of the top running backs.
I'm not saying he ain't. I'm just saying I think.
I'd say
15.
top 10.
I'd
I'm
say
saying
15.
he's top 3 at his position, and there's probably going to be 4 or 5 positions up in the top.
David
I'd
Johnson's
say
gonna be ahead
Dak
of him.
and
Le'Veon
Zeke,
Bell.
both top 10.
Who?
Dak and Zeke.
I don't know if Dak's going to be up there. I don't know if Dak's
I
going to
know
be on
top
this
10.
list.
All right, I'll give them both top 20.
Yeah, top
both
20.
of them top
I would
20.
Say I was Zeke top 20.
You think
I
Dak's-
say Dak,
you think Dak's already
say
one of the
Dak
top
20.
100 players in the league?
No, but he'll be.
Yeah.
I think he'll be up there just because.
No, I think he is because he was an MVP candidate, a Pro Bowler.
But we
Rookie
already
year.
talked about that was this one year though.
the
G.
rookie rating.
But
Still,
if Bosa's at 100, then offensive MVP or
I
rookie.
think
say-
Dak will be in.
I say like
high up
23.
there.
That's a
Okay.
good rating for me for Dak for 20th. Yeah,
But
That's what
I
that's
saw.
what I'm like.
I saw Adrian Peterson was on the list, and I'm like, this dude didn't even play for 2 years, right?
I mean, he barely played last year. He played half the year and then got hurt.
I mean, the year
But
before
they're
he
going on
barely
his
even played too.
reputation Now he's just making it.
That's what I'm saying, though. The list isn't legit. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's voted for by the players.
The players,
right? So, I mean,
yeah.
that's-
But
I'm not a big
got
fan
good
of that
feel for-
list,
Some people can,
but it's cool for video and something to talk about.
Yeah, it's obviously something to talk about. I like it.
yeah, but I mean,
Let you know what the other players think about you.
yeah, I mean, like I said, that Dez is where I feel like he should have been.
Yep.
Okay, so I like his rating, but I agree with you, Zach Martin. Zach Martin should be is the best guard in the league right now.
You said you can't find the YouTube channel. Somebody just said that in the comments. I'm going to paste a link again. Just click on that link that I put in there in the comments right now, and then just simply click on it and then hit subscribe, and then you'll find every show we've done so far and the ones we're doing now and going forward. They'll all be on there.
Yeah,
YouTube.
And we know it. So we got Susie in here. What's up, Susie?
Yeah, I saw her.
Susie Chavez. What's up? How about them Cowboys? What's up? How you doing? You know what I mean? Marcus Fire. We trying to do it. Heck yeah, we trying to bang it out. You know what I mean? But
all right, Ryan's
leaving us,
appreciate you tuning in as always.
I think Ryan's leaving. We should just cut the show off now.
He's a loyal guy. He's here every week.
Yep, if he's not here, why are we doing this?
Exactly. Appreciate you, Ryan. Have a good day, man.
Hey, man. Be safe out there. Have a good Memorial Day weekend.
Do I like Collins? Is Collins staying at right tackle? It looks like they're putting Collins at tackle.
It looks
like that's where he's going.
Yep.
I think they're. For me, I like Byron Bell, but I guess Jonathan Cooper. They have Jonathan Cooper running with the first team. And Joe Looney as well. Joe Looney didn't play bad last year.
I trust
him.
Do.
I trust him
wherever
on the line.
anybody ends up on that line. I know where my three anchors are, and I know anybody that's placed around them is going to be made better, and I'm okay with it. So
yeah,
I don't prefer Collins at right tackle.
I love him as a road
as a
grader.
guard. Yep, but
guess what?
They know
they know
they
see it, and they think he could be an addition. And if he could be that monster right tackle with the Tyron Smith, it's not a bad thing.
No,
and then like you said, if you get Jonathan Cooper, who was 8th overall, and he gets with a team who's good, makes him step his game up. Like with other players, I think they understand that you don't get on this line and start and be the weak link here.
Right.
You're not going to be the weak link.
Their play is going to make you better. They're going to
make you better.
It's the competition. You have to be good, or else there's guys right behind you that can do it.
Exactly. So I'm liking. I kind of liking it now that they do, because I feel like I trust him. Chaz Green's got to stay healthy. I think he might end up being a swing tackle. He's going to be the guy in the pinch, but he's got to stay healthy, because I think he's still rehabbing his injury, some type of injury right now. So it's like, dude, this has been like 3 years now, and you've been hurt every single year.
Yep.
But we did the same with Sean Lee. Sean Lee was hurt every year, but we kept waiting and waiting, and now he finally had 2 consecutive healthy seasons, and look what he did. Yep. So I guess that's why they keep hanging on and hanging out hope for Green, because Green wasn't bad when he played for us, and he was a 3rd-round pick. He wasn't like
other
a fifth.
teams taking our little stride of drafting injured people and stuff. I mean, look how high Sidney Jones went. I mean, that's all the Jalen Smith effect. There's people are taking risk on people because they think it's going to happen. They think they're going to come back from these injuries, and it's influencing the league, man. That's just what we do. I mean, everybody tries to follow our style.
Thanks for the love, Susie. Appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate you out there. But I want to jump on something right quick. I see a lot of people asking, but we had a little topic right quick. What do we think about the Josh Norman thing? I want to hear about you Cowboy fans. Is this dude relevant? Like, Josh Norman was in there talking about Dez is just a guy, and OBJ is just a kid.
You want me to read my notes I have on this situation?
I'll read them notes.
Yawn. That's all I've got written down is yawn. It's just a cry for attention. It's just like, oh, we haven't heard from Josh Norman in a couple months, so here's my opinion that nobody wanted. Okay, thanks. Go talk to your therapist.
I mean, my first thought when I heard that was that he's trying to stir up. He's just trying to give media news. I mean, that's really all it is.
Yeah,
he's just trying to stir up conversation.
Nobody said his name in a long enough time to where.
Well, nobody's talking about the Redskins.
And
either.
plus,
nobody's talking about the Redskins.
People might be saying bad things about him too, because all these big receivers coming in thinking he's going to get dogged on. So
I can't wait.
Just trying to.
I mean, I can't wait.
Counter that or something.
To me, here's the thing. Alshon Jeffrey's in the league. I mean, in our division now.
Yep.
Brandon Marshall's in our division. You're not missing any one of them. you already got Dez in your mouth. Dez ain't even talking about you. So that means he's in your head already. You're not in his head. Those guys are in your head because obviously those guys are doing work against you. Beckham doesn't even acknowledge you, and that bothers you. Beckham does not acknowledge you. You know why? Because when Beckham and you go against it, he kills you every time. Like, you cannot guard. He cannot guard Odell Beckham Jr. At all. He cannot guard him. One-on-one, you cannot guard him.
They are really fun to watch, though. I am glad that.
It's fun to watch because, you know, the intense battles, but you ain't beating it. Odell Beckham has
I loved watching Dez and Norman go at it last year.
Oh, I love
They always try to get in each other's head.
To me, that's football. I love watching them go at it individually, and then after the game, they shake hands and go their separate ways.
They didn't do it the last game.
Well,
there wasn't no shaking hands. It was a lot of crazy talk.
That one was crazy.
I lost a little bit of respect for Norman because he was talking about Dez was saying he was coming with the gun and
that was
with the clip.
Yeah, I don't like
and
that.
And you made it up.
Right.
He came back and later and said Dez did not say that.
Right.
So to me, now you're a sensationalism guy.
Cry for attention.
Yes, you're a sensationalism guy. If you're going out there and saying Dez was talking about pulling the clip and you know who I am and who I got to do this and this, you making Dez look like a really bad person. And people already have a preconceived notion about Dez, so all they need to do is hear this stuff about him. And guess what? Right after he said that, it was all on SportsCenter, First Take. Right. They were talking about what Dez perceived said. He comes back, Norman says he didn't say that, so what does that tell me what type of dude you are? I mean, you're making up stuff about him. Come on! Dez is in your head. When Dez, you can't guard Dez. Dez is going to body you, Josh Norman. You can't. He's too big for you. You can't guard him. And I hope when they play that he just eats him up because Josh Norman, you ain't sweet, dude. You got a big contract from Carolina. You ain't sweet. I watched you against Julio Jones. Julio Jones murdered you like every single time he played against you.
He murders everybody, though.
But I'm saying, just because you get 3 or 4 picks and return them, don't mean that you're a great corner. You were playing in a zone system. You weren't playing in press coverage every play. Let me see you playing press coverage like a Peterson or somebody like a Marcus Peters, somebody who's trailing the receiver all game long. That's when I'm going to judge you as a great corner to me. If you trailing everybody number one every single time, every single play, you're a beast. You're not scared.
Revis and Nnamdi Asomugha for a couple of years. You remember how those were shutdown corners? That's not Josh Norman. Josh Norman's a football player who is a good athlete and makes some plays. And obviously you've seen some of the turnovers.
Champ Bailey is the guy.
Champ Bailey. Somebody
think about. Like
don't throw on
man you up no matter where you are on the field.
Yeah.
And he wore number 24 with them.
Yep.
And then, Tavares Pill says, I'd rather see him go against the Jackrabbit. Yeah, that's the matchup I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see him gobble him up.
The Jackrabbit.
He's got to get out of him. Janoris Jenkins.
Oh, okay.
Janoris Jenkins because, Jenkins.
When he said what he said, he didn't say Dez is just the guy. He said, Dez runs this route. He does this.
He broke it down.
And now that tells me Dez, go run some different, go do something, or go do those routes and beat him with them.
That because to me, that was more validity. That was to me, that was more what Janoris Jenkins said was more validity. It wasn't
trash talk.
It wasn't trash talk. It was like, listen, I studied the game. These are his routes that Dez Bryant does. He's going to do the stop and go because he doesn't have the speed because I'm fast for him. He got 3 routes that he does, and I know every one of his routes.
And if he's in the slot,
he's going to do this. So to me, that's not trash talk. That's real talk, and where I'm studying you, and I know you as a player. And Janoris Jenkins is good. And he did get the best of Dez in that game against the Giants. So that just told me, as much as I love Dez, step up some more and shut him up and get them routes together.
He put the game plan out there. Hey, you need to figure out how to counteract it.
Trey Wingfield, thanks for inviting people to the show. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir, Trey.
Corby J.
What up, Corby J?
What's up, Corby J?
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching.
All Cowboys love.
Birdo,
how about some
Cowboys?
People. Everybody. We love everybody. Love calling out the names. Everybody out there.
Seaver probably still watching. You know, Richard's overseas.
Yeah. All y'all. We appreciate anybody who invited people in to listen to the Silver and Blue Nation.
We got a lot of regulars.
Mad love to y'all. Mad love to everybody in here. We recognize y'all. Throw some questions out there. Let's have a good time. It's all about Cowboys football. But yes, to me, Janoris Jenkins, and to me, he a hood cat. Like, I don't know about y'all, but he got the gold teeth. I mean, he looked just like hood. He looked like he one of them players that, I mean, he was a dog in college. He was. I mean, and I feel like that's the matchup I want to see Dez go against. That's because Dez has to shut him up this next game.
It's going to happen twice, but I think it's
this game right here, this first game.
It's game 1.
I think Dak Prescott's got to feed some
you
Dez Bryant that
you want to
game.
talk about having to force the ball to Dez? If you're going to do it, week one's a great time.
That's the
because
game Dez Bryant has to shine.
Yep. He needs to eat him up.
Eat him up.
And I want to see
like
him
a 9-catch,
come out with
a
something.
9-catch, 100 yards, maybe 2 touchdown game. That's what I want to see Dez against you.
He's going to hit him with something. He's going to hit him with the oop-de-oop and put him on his
throw him a back shoulder fade on him.
Over and over.
Make where he can body him so he can look at him and say, stay off me, dog. But Dez has to have 7 to 9 catches that game.
Look him
over
dead in the
100.
eyes and say, oh, you know what route I'm running? Stop it. And don't let him stop it.
Exactly.
So what if he knows what route you're running?
So what? I'm
what?
still going to do it. They knew what Michael Jordan was going to do.
That's what.
And guess what happened?
Guess what? He's going right. Okay.
I'm still going. You stop me from going right. I'm still dropping 30, 40, 50 on you, though.
That was like kind of when Cam Newton was doing dab on everybody. Everybody said they hated it.
Stop
him from stopping.
Because when I get in the end zone, I'm going to do it.
That's
and then that's what Dez needs to do against the Jackrabbit. Week 1,
want to see it.
You need to body him.
Touchdown!
So, Dez Bryant. I'll finish it off. But yes, Dak Prescott.
Put his leash up on the rack. Give him a bowl of water. Take him to the groomer. Walk him again. Holy cow.
Walk him.
I think Dino is going to leave the show if we don't answer the question about the sack totals for this.
Okay,
year.
all right, my bad.
I've seen it a couple times. Sorry,
right.
Dino.
So, who we think is getting 10 sacks? Only person I see can possibly get 10 sacks is Irvin. David Irvin.
If he's in
if he's
12
there,
games?
but that's if he's 16 games.
Okay. I don't think Taco's going to get 10 as a rookie.
No, I don't think he's getting 10
But
as
if
a
he
rookie.
comes out as a freak or something, I could see possibly. I don't think we have a 10-sack guy on our squad right now.
I don't know either.
But
I think
in a year
we
or
might.
two, Taco is probably the guy. David Irvin could be the guy.
I would say Malik Collins.
Malik Collins could get 10 as a D tackle.
That would be the one guy I would think. Or
I
I
think
mean,
he can.
We don't know anything about Tapper or Jalen Smith, but I could see one of those two maybe doing that as well.
I got to see them first.
But yeah, we haven't seen them. But based on what we've seen, I think Malik Collins has the best opportunity.
But I would say we're over our sack total from last year, I think, or else that's kind of a disappointment too. So I would put us at 40+ sacks as a team.
Yes. Well, I mean, we had 36 last year.
That's what I'm saying.
So I think we need to have at least 45 sacks this year.
Well, 40+ is
45
really
sacks
45.
this year. A lot more turnovers, like 20-something turnovers. We got to be up there where we're making plays. Somebody jumped in there and asked me let's talk about Scott Linehan. What we want to talk about Scott Linehan?
He should be hearing our conversation.
I like,
and he should. Let him know. Somebody link it to him.
I like Scott Linehan.
Somebody get him in here. We'll tell him.
I like Scott Linehan. I was worried when they were talking about him going to a different job. I was worried about that because he does, when you see him, his first year, when his next year, he's always so much better. Year 2 with the quarterback, he's always shown when he was with Stafford. I think Scott Linehan was with somebody else. He made them really good as a quarterback year 2. It's always year 2 with him. So I mean, even with Romo, he had the 1 year, and then year 2 when he had him in 14, we exploded. Year 2 with Dak, I could see an explosion because it seems like he gets a better feel.
He's going to open up the offense for him. We've said it, a few times now. Like it's his second year. He's more comfortable with him. You're going to see a lot more downfield throws. You're going to see the playbook opened up because he has a better comprehension of it. So Dak is going to possibly make some more mistakes, but it's because he's going to have more opportunities to make big plays. So.
Now, I want to jump on something. Everybody's talking about DeMarcus Lawrence getting 10 sacks. Now, I'm not as high on DeMarcus Lawrence as some people. I need to hear why so many people are high on DeMarcus Lawrence because this is year 4 with him. He has to step up and get these 10 sacks. We don't know if he's going to be on the team. 2 back surgeries. First of all, let's look at DeMarcus Lawrence for a second. His first year broke his foot, out 8 games. Last year, the last 2 years had back injury, back surgery, 2 consecutive years. Missed like the last 3 games of the season because of the back injury. I need to see where DeMarcus Lawrence is our 10-sack guy. Where does DeMarcus Lawrence show that he's a 10-sack guy? I don't see it on the tape where he's getting back there and getting these sacks. So I just need to see. Somebody need to bring to my attention.
What's the most he's had in one season?
He had 8.
But was he healthy all year? I can't remember. What season that was.
That was his second year, and that was in 2015.
Because he showed out as a rookie in the playoffs that year.
Yeah, that's when he had the big sack against Detroit when he sacked Stafford.
In his
then
rookie year.
He had a sack against Aaron Rodgers, so he looked up.
And that was kind of that the David Irving feeling.
Everybody had like he's about to blow it. He was in the under 25 on the NFL as like the next up and coming. But here's what thing that came to me. His first 8 games of the season in 2015, he had 0 sacks. he had the streak where he had like 7 in a row at the end of the year. Everybody was like, okay, DeMarcus Lawrence. But now you got suspended. You came in. I know he wasn't healthy, but you still only had 1 sack in 9 games.
And he didn't keep containment. The Aaron Rodgers play.
So I mean, that's I mean,
good call, Tavares.
I mean, so to me, I don't see DeMarcus Lawrence as a 10-sack guy. I'm sorry, folks. I mean, if y'all believe that, that's cool. But I don't believe DeMarcus Lawrence is a 10-sack guy. If he gets 10 sacks this year, hey, I'm happy. But I am not expecting 10 sacks from DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm sorry, not doing that. I don't see him as that player.
Like I said, for me, the reason why I don't see Taco getting 10 is because I see him more disruptive, getting some rushes and some, knocking some passes down at the line and doing stuff like that. Still getting 6 to 8 to possibly 10 sacks, but I just don't see that in the first year. I think he's going to start with a nice
maybe
base
like
number
a 5 or 6 sack season for Taco Charlton is a good season for
with some disruptions.
I don't see anyone getting 10 sacks or more just because of how we rotate,
and that's fine because all I care about is the team, the defense getting more than 40 sacks this year, and we've improved on that.
But I'm just saying we don't have that. We've talked about it before. We've been waiting to see. We thought you said the flash was DeMarcus Lawrence, maybe like a DeMarcus Ware, where he's getting the sack almost every game.
Right.
That's what we're waiting on. You saw flashes with David Irving too, but he's in trouble. And
like you said, we got that rotation there. It's going to be hard.
The rotation.
It's kind of like what's going to happen on offense with distributing the ball. Everybody's going to get a piece.
That's why it makes me wonder.
You can have that rotation, but if you have a guy that's turning up, Ron Marinelli's going to.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. If we had a guy like DeMarcus, he wouldn't be in a rotation? He'd be in there for 3 downs.
That Ron Marinelli's going to be like, I'm focusing this guy.
He's a full-time player.
Maybe we don't know if we see that guy now. I was agreeing with you, and Frederick on here said it too. Like, I don't mind 8 sacks spread out with everybody. I don't mind 8 sacks from David Irving. I don't mind 8 sacks from DeMarcus Lawrence or 8 sacks from Malik Collins. I don't mind that. I don't mind a variety of people getting it. We don't necessarily need a 15-sack guy if we spread the wealth, but we need somebody.
Like 2
we
sacks
need to see pass rush, and we can't get the sacks when it's not. We need to get them sacks when it's big.
Right.
Them big 3rd downs, it's 3rd and 5. We have to get them off the field, and we have somebody that can pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. That's what we've been waiting for, and that's what we've been missing.
I think Taco fits that 3rd down role perfectly. Putting it in, like I said, maybe not getting the sack. But he's going to get back there and be disruptive, maybe make somebody step up and get Mayoa a sack, or or Malik Collins a sack because he's putting the pressure on him.
But I want to see,
and I'm okay with that. Like you said, as long as we get the sacks as a defense, that's all we really want. That's the end game.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Taco Charlton doesn't seem like a fastball pitcher to me. Taco Charlton looks like a guy. He gets better as the game goes on. It looks like to me, Taco Charlton has to get reps. Then he starts getting disruptive. I don't think Taco Charlton is the guy that you're going to bring in on the 3rd down and to get big sacks.
For the first year or so, it's what's going to happen.
He doesn't seem like that with me. Just to me, he just seems like he has to get more like a David Irvin. Like, you've got to get those reps, and then next thing you know, 3rd, 4th quarter, he's getting in there, and because he's been working you all game.
First half of the game, I can see him playing 3rd down in the first half of the game, getting those little base reps. And then getting, towards the end of the game, he's still kind of fresh and running over offensive linemen.
Yeah, I agree.
Did we talk about the? And so off subject, I was just.
No, go ahead.
Did we talk about the NFL rule changes at all, like with the celebrations?
Celebrations finally coming back.
That'll be fun.
It's gonna be dangerous.
I missed the Chad Johnson days when he did
the
crazy
riverboat
stuff.
dance. I loved when he did
that.
Doing
crazy stuff
with the pom poms.
The popcorn. I used to love that
Pulling
stuff.
the Sharpie out of his sock is still one of the greatest things.
Yeah,
well, they're letting them use the props again.
Yeah,
and teammates.
I love the Jimmy
teammates. Like, is it gonna go like, what was it, Any Given Sunday, where they do some crazy old?
I like the ones where they act like they're bowling pins. They toss the ball out and they fall over. Yeah,
Did you see the one where
Dirty Bird from back in the day?
The Dirty Bird was sweet.
The Rams had when everybody would spin the ball.
No, when they had the bob and weave, they were showing the old Redskins. As much as I hated them, they did have that fun bunch where they all jumped up at one time. The Dirty Bird was probably one of the tightest ones to me personally. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. Terrell Davis, when he did the Mile High Salute, that was hard.
It was classic.
Yeah.
He did that Mile High Salute.
You know what my all-time favorite was though?
What's that?
Something that I don't know if they can do now or not. Emmett taking a knee and pulling his helmet off. I love that, man.
Whack.
I don't know if they can do that.
Whack.
You didn't like that?
Whack.
That's the ultimate. I'm sorry, that's the ultimate.
I could see that being.
Take his helmet off, take a knee.
That can be an emotional moment when you're watching the game.
It's alright.
It's
alright.
So
he scored a touchdown.
Did you see the celebration that Zeke did at last year's rookie premiere? I posted on the page.
Yeah.
Where
rodeo.
he did the little
Yeah,
riding
yeah,
the
yeah.
horse. Yeah.
I
thought
like
that'd be cool to
Jared
see something like
I
that.
like Jared Allen because Jared Allen used to do
Yeah.
that. I liked when
Yeah.
he did that. Jason Taylor had one that he didn't do for a long time, but I loved it. He used to do the circle and close it and then boom, punch it through. I like that one.
Well, can't they still do that?
Yeah, they can still do that. But
Now you're just talking about sack celebrations.
But
DeMarcus Ware.
I'm ready to see Swipe.
DeMarcus Ware had a good one.
Yeah, I'm ready to see the swipe.
I mean, we're talking about celebrations, period, but
I want to see the swipe.
I wanna see the swipe.
That's the one I want to see so bad.
DeMarcus Ware's ground pound, that was sweet.
Yes.
Joey Porter.
Sean Merriman.
You remember? Yep. The
lights
the
out was
lightning
hard.
thing. Yep.
I mean,
He said R.I.P. Lucky.
You remember the Joey Porter, the little kick?
oh, I love the kick when he picked up the grass.
Yeah, he
I
would
love
always
that
kick
one.
it,
That was
yeah.
one of my favorites. When he picked up that grass after the sack and threw the grass and kicked it. Oh,
I'm surprised that no one trademarked the thing Zeke does with the eating. That feels like it would be so common.
That's his though. So
Yeah,
when I see people,
I know, but you
don't-
think someone would have
would-
already been
So
doing
when,
that?
when
When
you
he was
other
doing that in
biting
college, everybody was doing
yes,
it.
when we
Yeah.
see you biting teams, when I see a running back get up and do that, I just want to laugh at you. Like you look so weak when you got a dude has been doing it every single game, eating and eating and eating, and then you get a big gain on our team, and then you want to do the eating. How lame are you? Like how lame are you as you're not eating. Like you're copying off of us. Be original. Stop copying. You know, you don't have to do the eating symbol when you get us. You tackle him for a 2-yard loss. Now you want to eat.
I can't
He
remember.
gonna come back
I mean,
and get
that's
5-yard
been around
gain.
for a while, but like when you see it, you know that's Zeke. That's just his thing.
That's Zeke. No matter who tries to do it now, that is Zeke's move. So, no matter what you do, just like the X. You can't see nobody else throwing up an X.
Right? He said Carlos Hyde was like the third to do it. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Carlos Hyde was a beast, by the way, in college.
Carlos Hyde was a beast, and I think Carlos Hyde did eat, but we talking about now Carlos Hyde ain't eating.
And Carlos Hyde,
He's injury prone. He ain't eating. Zeke is eating, so he may have did it in at OSU, but Zeke is eating
That's
out
where-
here.
that's where he came up right behind him.
And
It
we
was
was
just like-
talking about, Cowboy fans, wouldn't you have loved if Zeke could have kept his number 15 jersey?
Yep. I would.
That's one jersey, NFL. You should have let Zeke keep 15.
Yep.
21 is okay, but I just think of bad memories when I think of 21 with Dallas.
Yeah, I
As far
think
as
of
running
Joseph
backs.
Randall,
Julius Jones, just guys that just
Mike
didn't-
Jenkins, the
yes,
corner.
guys that didn't pan out.
I
with
mean,
us.
obviously Dion was a good one,
but 15 on Zeke would have looked sweet.
Yeah, I wanted him to have 15.
Everybody would
I
have
was
had a
hoping
15
for
Zeke
that.
jersey.
Everybody.
I mean, everyone still has the 21
What is
Zeke
it, only
jersey. He was
receivers
one of the
and
best
quarterbacks
sellers.
wear, like special like kickers.
Yeah, I think
Wide receivers can wear-
do it.
Wide receiver, quarterback.
Kickers and quarterbacks, yeah.
Because, I mean, Keyshawn Johnson started with the 19, but if we could have saw Zeke with 15 on there, his jersey sales would have been – I mean, his jersey sales are top now.
It's weird how they do it because they let him wear him in the preseason. I think Derrick Henry wore number 2
Yeah,
the
he
whole
did.
last preseason.
Wasn't his number 2? Was it?
No, it switched to 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have loved him at 2.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, they should let him do that.
Like,
They
let
should,
him-
like,
let them do
include
that.
running backs in there, especially with half the teams are losing the numbers. Like people
15 would be sweet. But you know what? I saw a thing where he said he chose 21 because in the mirror it looks like 15 backwards.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, Zeke. Then I'm feeling that.
I read a little article about
That's
that.
how I ended up with number 5. Because I started off with 2 and I couldn't get it. Somebody had it.
Close
So
enough.
I just flipped it. Eventually just flipped it upside down. Like, yep, that's close enough.
Yeah. So, anyway, Cowboy fans out there, I hear a lot of people talking about they trying to go to the opener. We're trying to go to the opener. Who's trying to go to this Hall of Fame game? Because I know we're going to be there at the Hall of Fame game. Make sure
Make it
you
up
try
to
to, you
Ohio.
fans. That's going to be Cardinals, Cowboys. Make sure you're there because Silver and Blue Nation's going to be there. But we're definitely trying to get to a game. That would be sweet to start out with, especially week 1 against them Giants. I can't wait to play them Giants.
We put in the application, too, for some media credentials, so
Yeah,
we're just
we
waiting
get
to hear
those
back on that.
credentials. It's a wrap because
So we can get in the locker room.
and getting these interviews for you folks.
Either
It's
way, I
behind the
mean, we're going to
scenes.
be close up and personal and coming with videos. And like you just said, interviews.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be sweet.
Now, here Donald Johnson, he says we need another tight end. We putting them eggs on Rico right now. But
Right in that basket.
as I said before, I still think we need another speed tight end. Rico Gathers is not a speed tight end, folks. He's a big dude, and he's going to be bodying people. We still need somebody who's like a fast tight end. When you look at those guys like that with the kid that just got drafted for the Giants, what's his name?
I don't know the oversized receiver they got.
Julius Thomas, those big guys that have speed.
Talking about Ingram, the tight end from Ole
Ingram.
Miss.
I mean, they're looking for those type of guys, 6'4", about 240 now that are fast. They're like hybrid tight ends. We don't have that.
We need 6 yards on third down. Send Rico on a 7-yard hook and box out. I bet he gets 9. He's going to fall backwards and get another 2 yards.
He's going to get. I mean, it's 290 pounds. Just think about that. A tight end that's 290 pounds, and he looks every bit of it when you see him.
I'm excited for him.
He is a big dude. If we can just incorporate him in that 2 tight end set, because I'm telling you, if we're in the Cowboys game, right, and we're at home, and you see Rico's Gathers come in the lineup, and it's on the 10-yard line, you better already assume he's probably getting the ball.
And that's one of those things we were talking about. You know he's getting the ball.
He's getting the ball.
Stop him from getting it.
I mean, he's going to get the ball. And now when you bring him in,
That's what you.
now when you bring him in,
I didn't mean to do that.
no, it's all good. So now when you bring him in, you give him a couple games where he's coming in. So then they see him come in. So now you can play fake him now.
Uh-oh.
Because now, they think we're going to Rico. Ooh, let's go to the other side and hit Zeke. Or let's go to the other side and hit Jeff Swain, because they don't even think we're going to throw the Swain right here.
And then you got Switzer and Beasley on one side, maybe.
Let's see us in a forward. Hey, did any of y'all look at the OTAs and see how big Noah Brown is? That dude,
he looked like a tight end.
Dude, Noah Brown is big.
They put him at what, 6'2", 222?
Oh my gosh, he's not 222.
He's Dez. He
is huge,
and he can catch. He
Noah
was
Brown
underutilized in college.
Oh my
not asked to
goodness.
do much. And when obviously he had like 1 or 2 good games, but I'm excited for him. Like I said, when we picked him up, I'm like, that's a good pick in a 6th, 7th round, 7th round. I mean, it's a good pickup.
He's a big dude. Like I was having a conversation with somebody on the page. He was like, "Who is number 85?" I said, "That's Noah Brown." He was like, "Man, he looks like a tight end." Dog, I'm seeing him running. I'm like, he is cock diesel. I'm like, what? And we got him in the 7th
All he wants
round.
to do is go out and hit people and catch footballs.
I mean,
he loves blocking. That's one of his. I mean, that's all he did at Ohio State was pretty much just sealed.
And
the
he
edge.
loves the block.
And he loves it.
You get a guy that actually love to block. You're getting, and he's a young pup. He's young.
So
he's only really played 1 year.
Why not put like another 15 pounds on him?
Oh, and make him a
Make
tight end.
him a tight end.
Whoo!
Just
That's
thinking
a
out
thought.
loud here. Just thinking
That's
out loud.
That's a thought.
That he looks.
He's
big.
already looks like a
And like
tight
you said,
end
you
now.
want one of those 220, 240, 250. He's 225, 230 right now.
Get him
probably.
at 235, 240. Put him at tight end.
What's that Ingram
Oh
dude's
my
probably
gosh.
what, 6'4"? So
now
go
you got him.
quick.
So now instead of sitting him down forever, now you move him to a tight end spot,
Mm-hmm.
and he already loves the block.
Right, and you know he's got hands and he's got decent ball skills. You know you saw the catch from Oklahoma game and he caught it behind the dude's back. So I mean, I'm excited for him. That's a good pickup.
Yes, I mean, I that would be a position I could see him converting to, is putting him at tight end, because he already has the size. Now you got him on the field, and then let's say when Jason Witten retires, you got a Rico Gathers and a Noah Brown that you built up. Whoo, I'm looking at a lineup like that. But next year, I think I was talking to G about this. Next year, when you look at a draft, I think we do need to get a top flight receiver next year in the draft and start planning for after Dez.
A big Dez type of receiver. I agree with that.
Yes, I mean, tight.
You see Antoine with the Pittsburgh. I think they released Ladarius Green.
Yes. Now,
So-
the only thing I'm worried about with Ladarius Green is this: the kid is good, but he's had a lot of concussions in his career. That's what scares me from Ladarius Green. When you have concussion issues, that worries me. Just like you got the guy from Washington. What's the tight end? He's really good. Oh, he's so good. He's a good tight end, man, but he has those concussion issues. And when you have concussion issues, that this leery of me want to sign a contract with you, because one play, it doesn't even have to be a hard hit, and you're out. And he had those issues, huh? Jordan Reed, yes, Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed had concussion issues, but Jordan Reed's nasty.
Corby said no Brown's David Boston big. Let's hope it's not for the same reasons.
Right, because steroids.
For the same reason.
But if you look at Noah Brown, he wasn't cut up like you. When you looked at David Boston, you knew he was doing roids. You can't tell me if you didn't know he was doing roids. You saw how big his arms were, and he just looked too top heavy.
Yeah.
Even as a receiver, he couldn't open his arms because his arms got so big. Noah Brown is not built like that. He's just thick. He's just like a naturally thick kid, and he's the type of guy that could put on that weight and doesn't have to be one of those muscle guys, but be country strong. You see guys like that, they don't have to lift a lot of weights, but they just have that natural girth. That's what I think of Noah Brown is, and let's watch out for him. Let's build him up to a tight end. I'm cool with that.
I mean, 6'2's maybe slightly undersized, but guess what? I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I hear you, Jerry Clay, about David Irvin. We touched on a little bit about the potential
I think
suspension.
the exact same thing we said was disappointed.
It's the disappointed because it's like you know better. That's just the thing with me. To me, it's no excuse, and I'm not down on the guy because I love David Irvin, but to me, it's kind of like, man, you know the rules. You know what supplements. I mean, look at all the other players that are in the league that are not getting in trouble.
Right.
They're not putting those supplements. They know the rules. You know the rules. Why would you even do that and take the risk of having that when you know you're about to be a stalwart on our defense?
He said he's got evidence that'll clear him, and guess what? There's no evidence that clears you from a failed drug test for something that's on the banned list. If it's on the banned list, it's on the banned list. You can't plead ignorance.
Right.
It's on the banned list.
That's not going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, it's you can't. It's banned.
I mean,
that's what they do when you're on the.
Scandrick got his from 4 to 2, didn't he? He got his reduced. Then Scandrick got his from when he popped the molly. I think he got
popped the molly.
Yeah, I think he got his reduced. But at the end of the day, David Irvin, this is from Cowboys fans. We need you. We need you on the field. Cowboys fans are talking to you right now. We need you on the field.
Step it up.
And if you're going to be a leader on the team, that's what to me is talking about leadership. If you're going to be a leader on the team, you don't hear about Sean Lee getting popped for supplements. You get what I'm saying? Yep. There's certain players on the team. I don't think you're going to hear Malik Collins. I think he's a leader on the team. You're going to hear him supplements.
Right.
Those guys know better because they know people are looking at them. They are looking at the leadership, and when they fall, it trickles down to the other players. So as a player that we're looking for you to be the next man up as far as the guy who's going to be the difference maker on our defense, you can't do that. You just can't do that. DeMarcus Lawrence, last year, we were depending on you. Everybody was talking about, we were excited for Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence, our defensive line. They were going to look okay. You get in trouble. You can't do that. The leadership, you have to step up, and that's why I wonder where they say, is it a culture with Dallas? That's why you're probably low not signing a Darrell Washington from the Cardinals, because maybe if you come around the culture that's already done that, will it be easier for you to fall right back into that mode? I mean, Rolando McClain, he basically just didn't do anything his whole time. He never came to camp. He didn't do anything. Other players look at that. When I was hearing about Greg Hardy in the locker room, his 1 year with Dallas, the players were complaining about how he was getting preferential treatment. He was coming to the meetings late. He was doing things late, but yet he was still starting. You don't think other players look at that? And so if they're like, if he's doing it, why can't I do it? That's how it starts. So if you're the top guy, you have to be a leader on the team.
Right. It all starts at the top. It all starts at the top, and that's, you're only, as strong as your weakest link. And when the weakest link's right at the top, it's not looking good.
It's not.
Like you said, leadership is something we didn't have with our past quarterback situation. He wasn't really the leader everybody wanted him to be. Looks like this younger guy here, Dak, might have a little bit more.
We know it. I mean, let's talk about it. Let's be honest. I don't think Romo was the leader of our team. Romo was a very good player.
Right. But when you're a 5-year captain and people are calling out your leadership, you know what I mean? And I love Romo. I still think he's one of my personal favorites, so I don't really want to go down that road. But
right.
He wasn't the locker room leader.
He wasn't the locker room leader.
That wasn't really his thing. But we didn't have anybody else in the locker room that was. DeMarcus Lawrence is a very soft-spoken person. He's not going to be in there sticking a foot up your butt.
Exactly. It was more like you were anointed because you're the quarterback of our team. Right. Have great numbers. Now cheer everybody up too. Rah, get them going. And I seen him do it on the field, but honestly, not like the presence I seen with Dak. You've seen it with Dak from day one. You could see his presence. And now, even year 2, you have a calmness about the team. You look at other positions. You're not even looking at the quarterback position with Dak because we feel like he's got this. We feel strong that he's taking this leadership seriously. Yep. This dude is going to study. We talked about it a few weeks ago how we didn't know if Romo was staying late after every practice. We saw when Romo went to golf outings, and you saw when Jerry Jones was like, I would love to pay him more if he was studying like a Peyton Manning, if he was doing those type of things. We've seen it. But to me, I don't get that feeling with Dak as far as being the leadership goes. But that's why.
What's up, Ron?
On the defensive side, you have to be able to do that. David Irving, you are a leader now on our team. You've been with us long enough. We are looking at you as a leader, so you have to know what to do in those cases. You can't, like you said, you can't claim ignorance.
Right. You can't
not as a leader.
As a leader, you can't put yourself in that position. And I was not.
No disrespect to the 9, Donaldson, but come on, man.
No, yeah, no
you can't get
disrespect to the 9.
sensitive because
No.
we're talking about Cowboys here.
His football IQ was.
Romo was a beast. I have nothing against
all
Romo.
I'm saying is I just don't think he was the best locker
I'm not
room
going to
leader
say he
ever,
was the best
period.
locker room leader
Yeah,
on the team. That's just my opinion on it. That doesn't
one of my
take
favorites.
anything away from how much I love Tony Romo as a player. I always defended Romo. Anybody who talks to me, I defended Romo to a fault. Like I defended him more when people were around. I defended him. But did I still think he was the locker room leader? No, I didn't.
Next week I'm wearing my Tony Romo for President T-shirt. That's how that's going.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Travis Frederick, you're asking, should Travis Frederick be a captain over Tyron Smith? I don't know. Maybe.
Tyron was there.
Tyron's a
I don't
quiet
see why
leader.
they both can't be.
Yeah, but if you had a choice, who would you take? I would take Frederick.
Probably would.
Because I think he's more of a outspoken leader.
But
Tyron Smith is kind of like the quiet guy.
I don't think I'm taking the C away from Tyron Smith, though.
Heck no, I'm not taking away the C because he's a quiet leader.
Right. It's either he keeps it or he gives it up and says you're the captain of this line, because to me that's what that badge says. I'm the captain of this offensive line,
right? And
I think they respect that. I guess for me, I'd want to go into the meeting room during an offensive line meeting and say, okay, nope, Tyron Smith's the leader of this. Kind of like we're just talking about with the quarterback situation. Who's the leader in the locker room in that situation? That should be your captain right there.
Exactly. Kobe J, you just came in from Trey Wingfield. Appreciate you, dog. Now, the cap thing, we kind of left the cap thing alone. We've been talking about too many people get heated about it. I feel like Seattle's probably going to be his spot. Me and JK wanted, if we had a chance to get him and it would work, I would take Kaepernick. I don't care what anybody says about it or how they feel about it. I would love to have him as a backup, but I just don't think that road is going to come with us. I think if he did get signed with Seattle, that would be a perfect spot for him.
I personally... I think I'm very adamant that I've wanted Kaepernick.
I wanted Kaepernick
people
too.
Disrespect his arm and his accuracy and all that stuff, and I think he would fit into our system. I think he's done doing all that other crap that he was doing. Last year Jerry Jones said he would never let anybody on his team take a knee or anything like that. He's done doing it. He could come here, be a backup. There would be no distractions, no drama, because he's not doing any of that stuff anymore. If something would happen, we have a very similar quarterback that would come in and play. It would be a very easy transition. You wouldn't have to change much of the offense. Dude has a good arm. You give him Des Bryant and Terrence Williams and Cole Beasley and Ryan.
He's already shown he can do it. The guy's already shown
behind our offensive line. Like
the guy's already shown if you have the talent, he can do it.
Yeah, that's what he needs, more talent around him to make him better. And we already have all the talent. That's what everyone's like. Well, those teams were built to win. So is this one.
Exactly.
We are I think in better shape than those Niners teams were. Obviously not on defense right now, but we're getting there. But that's just my personal opinion. I know it kind of draws some, different views on it. But I think Kaepernick would be a great backup quarterback.
But I don't think he's coming. He's not coming to us.
I think he's not coming for a different reason. I think it's not football reasons, and it's unfortunate because I think he should still be in the league and be playing.
Yeah,
now that he's done with all that crap.
And as far as like Darrelle Revis, I don't know why we talking about Revis with us. Everybody keeps on saying he's going to play safety. Well, I don't see him playing safety. Look at Darrelle Revis's build. He's not built like a safety. He's built like a corner. He's stocky. He doesn't. Number one, Darrelle Revis never had great speed coming out of Pittsburgh. Okay, maybe he ran a good 40, but he never had great speed. He wasn't a speed burner. His game was built on physicalness and technique. Okay, now when you transition to safety, you have to have a little bit more range in the body type. He's not playing strong safety. He's not fast. So where do you see Darrelle Revis playing free safety?
Hit. I mean, he's not the best tackler.
He's a cornerback. Darrelle Revis is a cornerback. Keep him at corner. Let him come in and play spot duty for somebody, but it's not going to be with the Cowboys. We got our young dogs. We got who we wanted there. We subtracted 4. We added 4. That's what we're staying with. That's where we're going. We're not touching anything on the outside of it. We're not trading for Richard Sherman. If we do, that's going to surprise me. We already had the chance to do it. If we didn't do it then, they're not going to get nervous and do it now. The only time we will go after some players if we have some major injuries. Other than that, I think we are set where we're at, except maybe linebacker. Yep. I think we will look on the linebacker core.
Look at the draft next year. It's going to be probably linebacker, wide receiver, and probably some offensive line is what I would imagine for next year.
Well, receiver too.
I said that.
Did you say receiver?
I might have. I might not have.
Receiver, linebacker, and like you said, offensive line. Fill-in spots. That's what I see happening more than anything else.
Did you see the question about the potential losses this season? Let's see where we're at here. There's Floyd. There's who we see us losing games to, and he said, "Be honest." And I can see us losing. Like every divisional game is always a chance to lose. That's the way I look at it because it's our division. It's one of the toughest. I want to see us sweeping it, but I can see us losing a game or two.
I can see Philly getting us.
I can see Philly getting us just because they just do. I could see potentially one loss to each division rival, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think that. I think we're going to sweep the Redskins again.
I honestly, the games I'm looking forward to because I think they're going to be good games with the potential of we might not win it. Raiders.
The Raiders. I think that's a game that kind of stands out to me, that Raiders game we might lose. That might be one of them shootout type games, like a 35-33. They ended on a field goal. I see maybe that game, maybe the Cardinals, maybe.
The Cardinals. I see the Chiefs game being a tough game.
Chiefs
potentially
game is
lose just because of what they are.
The Chargers play is tough.
I honestly, I can see like the Rams or the Niners catching us the week before one of these tougher games. I can see like a potential sleeper week, but the Raiders are one of the teams I really see us losing at. I potentially could lose at this year for sure. That's probably like my
Atlanta will be a tough one. Yep. But I think we can beat it. I know we can beat them, but
I think we can beat every team on the. I think it happens.
Seattle's gonna be tough. We got them again.
Yeah, Seattle's always tough,
and we got Green Bay again.
Yep. So you asked me what teams we could lose to. I can potentially see about 8, but I really don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to be somewhere around the 4, 5, 6 losses and still in the playoffs.
Yeah, like I said, I see our record as like 11-5, maybe a 10-6, but I like 11-5 because. I just think that will get us in the playoffs. That can still win the division because our division is going to be tough.
Oh, yeah.
Every team that we play is going to be tough. But I think we're really going to sweep them Redskins. I think Eagles might get that one in Philly because they just play some weird in Philly.
And then the Giants.
I don't know about the Giants. I don't know if we can sweep the Giants this year.
I think we're getting payback.
I think we can sweep the Giants this year.
I think we sweep the Giants
this year. I think the only team that beats us maybe once this year is Philly.
There's your early prediction for that for our division.
Early prediction. Only team we're going to lose to is Philly.
5-1 in the division for the Cowboys. You lose to the Eagles.
Yeah,
one game, and that's our division. And then we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, I definitely can see that too.
I agree with Corby. He said 13-3 is hard to duplicate, and that's why when people say, "Oh,
we're the hunted,"
oh, they went 10-6. Did they regress? Did they still make it to the first round of playoffs? Did they still win their division? No, then that's not a regression. That the numbers game of there's 16 games. You got to have some sort of numbers that add up to 16. So my biggest thing is winning the division, getting into the playoffs, winning some playoff games, getting into the NFC Championship game, winning number 6.
If we're like I said before, to me, like last year, nobody thought we were going to get a 13-3. Okay, nobody saw what happened, but expectations are high. It's harder for a team when you have the expectations now. Now you're the hunted. We weren't the hunted last year because of our record. We had a rookie. Nobody was taking us super serious. Now people are looking at us like we got to beat the Cowboys. We are the hunted now. So every game we're going to get the best shot of every team. So every game is going to be that much harder. But I feel like it will make us battle-tested. It will make us better in the long run. It will make those rookies, those young players, being battle-tested toward the end of the year. So I think that's what we need. But as I said before, this all boils down to what is Jason Garrett going to do in the playoffs? To me, okay, if we don't get to at least the NFC Championship this year, it's a failure to me. This season is a failure if we're not in the NFC Championship at least. We have the team to at least be in the NFC Championship and be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We had the team. I don't care. There's been other teams that don't have great defenses that have made this. We had the team last year. We could have made the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
We could have made the Super Bowl last year.
I'm not living in that. We could have. We could have, but
I'm
looking for this year. All we need is
at least the NFC. You agree that we at least have to get to an NFC Championship this year. Or it's a bad season.
Yep. I agree. I mean, I'm tired of getting to the playoffs and not winning anything. I mean, it's been 20-some years. As much as it hurts to say, I mean it's been a while.
It's been a while.
I want to win something.
We have the team now.
So I want to see it happen.
Even though we have that window that we were talking about, the 10-year window, we were talking about that window, but it's the time is now. I'm tired of the waiting. We've been patient, okay? We've been patient. I've been patient. We got the team. We got our guys. We got our young studs. I know it might be some growing pains, but we got those young studs. It's time now. Garrett has to do something now. We got the team that you wanted. We got the right players that you wanted. Now you got to produce in them playoffs. You got to win those games in the playoffs.
And there's the question we've been asked. Albert wants to know if we don't go deep in the playoffs, you think Garrett will be back next season? And yes
he's going to be back.
But after another one or two of those, it's not.
If you have, okay, but this is what I feel. You tell me. if we don't do nothing this year, we come back next year and have talent and don't do nothing next year, he got to be gone. Jason Garrett has to be gone. It's not a hot seat. You got to be gone.
Well,
Go after Sean Payton
I'm
after
talking about
that.
right now. At the end of this season,
Yes.
if we don't win it, he's on the hot seat.
You're on a hot seat.
And then
now.
you have it's a 1-year window, and if you don't probably make a deep run NFC Championship again the next year at least,
why would you still be the
then,
coach?
I mean, mediocrity is mediocrity. I mean,
You're mediocre and you got great talent. And to me, look at this. We already talked about this, Cowboy fans, and y'all got to understand me on this. Football years ain't like basketball years, ain't like baseball years, ain't like soccer years. You don't have a long longevity in football.
Right.
So when you get a team that's in their prime years, yes, we may have a big window, but those guys are 25. Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith, those guys are 25, 26. Dez Bryant, 28. These guys are in their prime years now. If we keep going to the playoffs and not making it, those prime years are gone. They're not going to keep duplicating those years every single year. You got to get them when they're in their prime years, when we can take it now. So that's why I feel like we got to make some moves now. We got to get at least that NFC Championship because we have the team to do it.
Anthony said this show is consistently great. It's his first time tuning in, so hopefully it's like that every week for you guys.
I mean, I
Appreciate it.
appreciate
you
that.
can check us out here on the YouTube.
I'm going to go ahead and post the links to YouTube right now in the comments section. So if you're watching and you want to see this show and any other shows that we've done before and all the future shows, you'll get instantly notified right there. Someone paste it in there now. Click on that link and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
I feel you. Now, hey, and Trey Wingfield, that's another coach. I totally agree with you. Bruce Arians.
Real quick. We got Sports Fanatics coming up next. We're going to be on before we wrap up here. So you can catch us in about an hour. We'll be on that page, and we'll share that on our page as well. And then we're also going to be working with EB Sports Network coming up soon the next couple weeks. So that'll be maybe an evening show on Sundays as well. So watch for that. We'll also be sharing that on the page.
See Receiver about to go get some.
Get some of that good barbecue food.
I think we're about to wrap it up for you, so you guys can go get to your Memorial
Day. I think a lot of people
stuff.
are doing that today.
Yeah, outside.
We appreciate everyone who took time out.
We still had a nice little viewing audience today. Appreciate all you guys checking us out, and we'll definitely be back next week.
Hey, before we finish all that, I gotta jump to Trey Wingfield. Now, let's jump on that Bruce Arians thing. I agree with you, partner. I agree with you 100%, partner. If it ain't Sean Payton, Bruce Arians.
He ain't going nowhere.
I don't care, but that's the type of coach the Cowboys need. Okay, I like Garrett. Don't get me wrong. I like Garrett because I like his fundamentals. I like his approach. But you got to win games. I can like you all I want, but you got to win.
Oh, the cat trying to get it over.
I was quick. The cat almost got us. Sorry about that. I had to jump
nimble.
out. I was quick. See, that was that cornerback like cat quickness. So if you saw me jump out, jump in.
See how nimble he is at his old age.
You see that old age, and you see how quick I was. Almost caught the camera. So if you see a little Wayne back, look at that. Woo!
Yeah. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? That's that cornerback quickness, man. But anyway, Bruce Arians, I would love to have you with the Cowboys because he's no nonsense. If you act up with Bruce Arians, you're gone.
Yep.
Okay? If you act up with Sean Payton, he probably ain't going to fool with you. We need them coaches that are going to put the foot in your butt because Dallas is such a strong personality. We have such a strong personality as the Cowboys. You need a strong, headstrong coach. That's why Jimmy Johnson won with us because he was headstrong. That's why Parcells got us back in the playoffs because he was headstrong. We need that type of guy that works with the Cowboys, not soft. We need tough.
We need a drill sergeant, almost.
And we're about out of juice on the camera, so
yeah, we're about to run out. Antoine said he loves it. It's going to be 1:30 every Sunday, gents. Check us out here.
1:30 Eastern time. A lot of you are probably in the Dallas area or Texas area.
Hey, Big G, my sister asked, what's the name of the YouTube? It's Silver and Blue Nation, right?
Silver Blue Nation.
Silver and Blue Nation. Just search for that, Silver and Blue Nation.
Because she said you can't click on to the link.
Check out the Facebook page. I'm sure we got it linked up there.
Yeah, I'll figure that out, but I'll definitely post it again on the page.
So we'll post it again on the page, so make sure you go to it. We're about to head out here because we're not just going to jump on our next hour for Sports Fanatics. So if you ain't got nothing to do and you still want to hear Cowboys football, make sure you check us out because we're still going to be going hard. We're still going to be talking Cowboys football. And if you like some of this good gear that you see that my guy threw from Sports Fanatics, Jake will be getting his. We'll be letting you know where you can get that good stuff at the good deals, great prices, man, for these right here. So we're going to be rocking Cowboys gear and getting fresh. First of all, Cowboys is fresh. When you see our gear, Cowboys gear is the freshest
How about
gear.
them Cowboys?
My shirt's 15 years old.
And it's still fresh. You feel me? So
I like
make
it.
sure if you ain't doing nothing, check us out in about 4:30 Eastern time. Check us out. We'll be out there. We'll be doing the Silver and Blue Nation, baby.
Sports Fanatic page. Go over there and like it right now. That's Sports Fanatics with an X on the end, not CS. Fanatics with an X. So go like that page, and then we're doing a little hour show for him, that page, so you'll be able to see that, like he said, in about 1 hour.
Yep.
Ron gave another. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Before we leave, don't isn't that like the classic one? Like, you can't, when you think of Cowboys, that's the first thing you think.
How about them Cowboys?
When you watched ESPN and you seen Chris Berman and them after we had a big game, what's the first thing they said? Yep. How about them Cowboys? You know what I'm saying? So all you teams get ready before we get off the air. You teams get ready because it's about to be how about them Cowboys time. It's our time now. Jason Garrett, I hope you're listening. It's our time. Whatever we got to do, it's our time. I've waited a long time. Been a Cowboys fan since 1972. So I need another Super Bowl. We need another Super Bowl. We got the team. Let's go get this 6, man. It's the quest for 6, man.
Let's go. How about them Cowboys?
All right.
How about them Cowboys?
We'll see you guys next week.
Big Game James.
JK.
Producer G.
Well, check us out. Check us out on Sports Fanatics 4:30. Peace.
Silver Blue Nation.
How about them Cowboys?
You love them and you hate them, but you will tune in and turn in to see what people are saying about them. That's why they call America's team.
To announce the Dallas Cowboys selection, please welcome the University of Tulsa wide receiver Drew Pearson.
All right. How about them Cowboys? I want to thank the Eagle fans for allowing me to have a career in the NFL. Thank you. I am honored as an undrafted free agent to be selected to make the Cowboys second-round draft pick. And on behalf of the 5-time world champion Dallas Cowboys, Hall of Fame owner Jerry Jones, Gene Jones and the Jones family, Coach Jason Garrett, all the Cowboy players that played before me, that played with me, and played after me, with the second pick, 60th pick in the second round, the Dallas Cowboys select defensive back from Colorado, Chidobe Awuzie.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole. I don't have time to have a bad time.